Hi guys, I'm Becca Otis from Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Van.
And I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And welcome to Wheel Talk.
Okay, do we want to test one too?
Yeah, and also give me the popcorn, please.
It's gonna be an hour because we're gonna keep eating different snacks.
Thanks. This is the part of the trip where you get into snack mode. Come on.
Can we make sure that every 15 minutes, I like goldfish, like the regular goldfish, cheddar goldfish, and Skittles
Ooh.
is my favorite snack.
That's a great snack.
Because it's like salty with like sweet,
Mm-hmm.
like cheese and fruit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love salty sweet.
Are we recording?
We're live.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hey.
Okay, since we're talking about snacks, what is everyone's favorite road snack?
Really
Road
digging
snack?
this
Or maybe a
popcorn right
pear snack drink combo.
now. Okay.
I like the pear snack drink combo.
We can say who's here if you want first, but
Oh,
that'll be our breaking the ice
Icebreaker.
question.
You first.
I'm Becca. You go.
Oh, I thought you were saying your favorite snack drink combination.
No, we're saying who we are.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, like your name is favorite
Your
snack
name,
drink
your
combination.
handle, and your favorite snack.
Love that.
Snack.
Okay. My name is Becca Otis, and I Five Lines Pottery, and my favorite snack drink combo is roasted peanuts with ginger ale.
Oh, that's
Roasted
good.
peanuts. You can get those from like a gas station,
Yeah.
or you just Okay.
Oh, are we?
Like
are
honey
we?
roasted peanuts.
No, just roasted peanuts. Are we specifically talking about snack drink combo while we're driving?
Yes.
Yeah, like road trips.
Oh, while we're
okay.
driving?
Well, I like cheese and crackers.
Yep.
I like cheese and crackers, like specifically Colby cheese and crackers. I don't know why, and apples, like cheese crackers and apples together, and we're about to go through a toll lane, and
Hold on, let me get a quarter.
That's fine. We did that on the recording when we were coming back from Kansas too.
and I love squirt
Squirt.
on a road trip.
Okay, that's regional. What would that compare to for people that don't know
Squirt
what
is
that
not regional.
Yes, it is. I've never had one.
You
What?
never what?
I've had squirt.
Squirt's like a big Wisconsin thing for sure.
Really? I love ruby red squirt.
Is it like a
It's
mellow
grape.
yellow?
No, it's a grapefruit soda, but it's like sweet grapefruit soda.
Ew.
Quarter.
It's delicious.
That's
Okay,
what they put in.
we're gonna let us get through the thing, and then we'll go to Erica.
Okay. Good, because I need to think about it a little bit longer.
It's still 4:25, right?
That's good for you.
425 is what it said. Yeah.
I want you to keep this.
Hi.
Hello.
You'll have a good one.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
too.
Okay,
What?
so you can keep this part of the audio.
Oh, for sure, obviously.
So funny. Okay.
Who
So,
are you?
Hi, my name is Erica Kilroy. My Instagram handle is Erica_Irene_K. And my favorite road trip sustenance is a Mountain Dew freezy, like slushy, and
Solid.
some kind of plain chip. So either Lay's plain,
Ruffles plain.
Pringles plain, Kettle plain, or you know what else is really good is Munchos. Okay,
Munchies?
I changed. No, Munchos. They're like
What are those?
The Dorito, the pretzel, the Cheeto combination chips.
That's called munchies.
no. So Muncho is like it's like a different style fried plain potato chip.
Oh, then I don't know what it is.
Oh my
Okay.
god, next stop we're gonna get a bag of Munchos. You guys, it's a very hot take. Either you like them or you don't. It's a textural thing for me. I really love them. They have like little pockets of air all over the chip.
Oh.
It's really light. It tastes so good. So that's
I recognize that name. Okay.
yeah.
They kind of just look like generic bag of potato chips.
Yeah, they straight up do. They're definitely
Okay.
a gas station special.
I feel like I remember seeing them back in the bowling alley back in the day.
Yeah, my mom loves them, and she got me hooked on them. And now every time we take a road trip, we can have a bag of Munchos. And so I like that, and a Mountain Dew freezy.
Nice.
Jessica Connor, Overbrook Clay, and the
let's go.
Nice. Just standard cheese.
Earlier,
And they have to be original or extra toasty, no other flavor.
okay,
Which
okay.
is why there was an extra toasty box that you got.
Yes.
Okay.
Got
All
it.
right. Ryan from RD Ceramics. I'm gonna say flaming hot fries,
Ooh.
Which we left at home because you didn't want to take too many chips.
and I'm saving those for myself.
Yep,
There was also flaming hot Cheetos in the cabinet that I was not
shavings.
gonna bring at all.
Not gonna share. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say wild cherry Pepsi.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
not
Ooh.
that, probably a Dr. Pepper.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have you ever had the Coca-Cola that has the cherry and vanilla in it?
No, but I want to try it.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
I'm not a big vanilla. Like vanilla Coke was like.
Yeah, I don't
when
like
it first started coming out, and then they had a bunch of different iterations of flavors.
Yeah, I don't really like vanilla Coke on its own, but like the cherry vanilla Coke, fantastic.
What was I gonna say? I also feel like I also drink a lot of Pepsi, like while I'm driving, because it has like enough caffeine, but it also settles your tummy. You know.
More so than a Coke, or just because it's like a.
Oh, Pepsi or Coke.
Dark
It doesn't really
drink.
matter to me. Yeah, Pepsi or Coke because they have like lots of acid eating qualities.
Better than an acid eating quality.
An ass eating quality.
All right, where did we just come from? We're in West Virginia now. What was the stop that we just hit?
Tamarack?
Tamarack, West Virginia.
Tamarack, West Virginia. We just came from Richmond, Virginia, because
We were at
I was only expecting Tamarack, so y'all can talk about Tamarack, but
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
like me.
let's talk about Tamarack.
Since it's
The
very
Tamarack Travel Center.
And the building looks like it looks like the top of a Sonic's head.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Kind of Sydney Opera House looking.
I think it looks like a crown.
Yeah, like a crown. Yeah.
We saw it off the interstate when we were coming in, but we didn't know what it was, and we were driving through to take the rest stop, and it was very foggy, but we didn't know we were going to end up there. But
Yeah.
it just happened to.
Yeah, that was really
We were
cool.
saved
Work
by
out.
Jessica's need to pee.
We love that.
What do they have in there?
Like
They
a
had
whole bunch of stuff. Like
So much art.
so much art.
They had a pottery studio and a glass studio.
And a
There was
woodworking
a wood studio too.
Oh, I didn't see the woodworking studio.
Yep, it was right behind the woodworking
I'm guessing if we
supplies.
would have walked the opposite way through the entrance, there was probably some quilting or some fabric
Probably.
type thing.
There was-
Weaving.
Yeah, there was a quilting
Weaving.
section, a painting section too, but those weren't like you know how like the studios were inled in down in. They weren't like that. They were like up, and they were on
Okay.
like the main level. It wasn't as interesting to look at as like the actual like pottery and woodworking side of things.
Yeah. I got a glass ring holder that looks like a butt plug.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of remind me of like a sari piece.
Yeah,
Sorry,
for sure.
sort of.
Yeah. Like a Hershey's Kiss almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think most of us got little wooden utensils because they were cheap AF
And beautiful.
and beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Really good quality.
And I got an ice cream cone.
Yeah.
And I got an onyx shot glass that I may have already used.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah, Jessica's feeling a little sick, so I told her to take a shot of rum. So, Brian, did you get anything else?
I got a pottery mug from. They said it was a Miles Ho.
Did you get the one with the rainbow on the bottom?
Postern? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll be sharing it in sometime in the future on my Monday mug selection. Yeah, I was trying to look him up on Instagram. I couldn't quite find him that quickly, so I might need to do a little Google search to find him. But I feel like I recognized that look before, but
Yeah.
for some reason that name did not ring familiar. But yeah, they had like a lot of handmade pottery that was curated. I don't know if it's all West Virginia artisans.
I think it is.
Is it? Okay.
It is, yeah.
But it was very cool, and they, it all looked handmade. So
Yeah.
and they had a ton of Fiesta wear too.
Yeah, they were a registered Fiesta dealer.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. They had a big Bailey gas kiln in there, and maybe I don't know, 6 to 8 wheels, maybe 6 wheels, and some working like hand building tables and stuff. There wasn't anybody working in there. There was somebody working in the glass mill blowing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that.
I missed
Yeah.
that.
He was like moving things around. I don't think he was actually like blowing anything.
Oh, okay. I didn't really walk over to the wood turning and stuff to see if anybody was working in there, but
Is this the car next to us?
Yeah.
It's making all these noises?
Yes.
it was kind of hopping though. It kind of felt like
I think
an artsy Buc-ee's.
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh my god, if there was one of those in every state, that would be
Well, they
great.
have one in Kentucky. The Berea one is a lot like that.
Is it?
Really?
The Kentucky Artisan Center.
Yeah. And
That's
Berea,
cool.
Berea, Kentucky.
it's similar. It's like right off the highway, and it's full of local artists. It has like a little cafe and stuff.
I know that Washington has like made in Washington stores, but they're just like nothing special because they're all the same. You know?
Yeah, I like
Is
that
it
was like a
factory
travel center.
like mass-produced kind of stuff that happens to be in Washington, or it's just
No, it's all local people typically, but like they send the same things to each store.
so it's not really like people from that close town
Right.
of Washington.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very mountainy. My ears are like popping right
Yeah,
now.
my
Yeah.
I know.
I wonder if we'll see any waterfalls.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one.
Erica, be careful.
Okay, so I might as well just tell this story so that way I don't feel as embarrassed when anybody else says it. But on the way here, I was overwhelmed with so much beauty that I started crying, and everybody's making fun of me for it, and it's fine because I also am a silly person, and that's okay. But also, I like to appreciate nature.
We love
Okay.
We loved it. It was great.
It wasn't even like a real waterfall. It was just like water coming out of some rocks
No,
on the
I
side
think-
of the road.
Personally, I think like the little waterfalls, like the rock waterfalls, like that, are really pretty.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, they're beautiful. Like those.
Yeah, like when the rocks are all shiny and you can see the
Yeah.
natural minerals in them.
And it was really sunny, so it was like real sparkly.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful.
This reminds me of driving in Washington a lot. And when I was little, we used to point every one of them out.
Yeah,
We'd like count them. You know.
I love that. Yeah, there's just like this section of the drive is just so gorgeous right now.
Yeah.
I love West Virginia so much.
I think that we're gonna have to come back and do a drive in the fall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Just to West Virginia and back, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not all the way to Richmond.
Not all the way to Richmond. No.
I think we definitely need to go back. Well, Rachel and I need to go back to Richmond. I mean, we didn't really see that much of the town,
Yeah.
in my opinion. There's just so much going on in that condensed amount of time, but the architecture looked great, though. Really old buildings and some of those streets
We
with
saw some
yeah, some little
murals.
squares. Oh yeah, there were some murals around the edge of the conference center area.
Yeah.
Were there murals elsewhere too, like the brewery district and stuff or anything?
I don't know.
That
I don't
industrial
remember where
area
we
was
were.
sweet.
I think it was when we were trying to find the parking spot. We saw some cool murals.
Yeah, that we circled 2 or 3 times.
Get it.
It just feels good. I'm really happy.
All right, do we want to talk about NCECA? NCECA?
No, I'm just kidding.
NCECA?
Of course we do.
Oh, can we first start off by saying that NCECA in 2026 is in Detroit?
Detroit, Michigan!
Woo!
We're all very happy because it's super easy for us to get there. Plus, we know a lot of people in Michigan.
Yeah, we like Michigan.
Yeah, so typically on Saturday, the very last day before, I don't know if it's during the final keynote or
Yeah.
before the final keynote, closing remarks sort of deal, they announce where the newest city is going to be 2 years in the future, because we already know that 2025 is in Salt Lake City, Utah, but they announced 2026 today and it's Detroit, so we
So
heard little
stoked.
rumblings or rumors about it yesterday, and they came true, so Detroit's very accessible for us.
Extremely accessible for us.
Yeah, the 3 of us that are not Becca in here are from Cincinnati area, so,
Oh yeah.
or live in Cincinnati.
Yeah, it's like
area.
6 hours,
So,
right?
Yeah. No,
It's like 5 or 5.
5?
No, it's a straight 4 and like change if you make a lot of stops, but like it's a good 4 if there's no
Really?
traffic. Well, I also have a lead foot too.
Oh, I guess that's
Cleveland
true
is
because
4, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, Cleveland's 3.5. And then to Toledo, it's like 3.5, but then it's only about 30 minutes from Toledo to Detroit if you have a lead foot. In my opinion. We can add that.
For frame of reference, it's also going to be the flattest, most boring drive you've ever done in your life.
Oh, absolutely.
But did you see that we're passing a KFC Express?
No way.
I saw that. I don't know what that is.
I don't either.
Like, what's
Maybe
the
it means
difference?
that because you know how the KFCs in back in the day used to have like
It says 4.
buffets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's one that like never had a buffet.
Maybe. And it's just like a
Interesting.
normal KFC that we
Yeah.
would know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Man, my ears are getting tore up right now.
Yeah.
You know who had a good buffet?
Who? Pizza Hut.
Yeah.
I've never been to Pizza Hut when they have a buffet. Like, what's on the Pizza Hut buffet?
I don't even-
Salad, breadsticks, pizzas.
Yeah.
Ugh, so fucking good.
And like when they introduced the wings right before they got rid of the buffets in most of the locations,
Hell
they had some of
yeah.
the wings on there too. Oh, that was a great buffet. I'm so
I
glad
love
we had
the
the same
pizza. I
thought.
love the Pizza Hut breadsticks. They're so good.
Yeah, they are good. Okay, NCECA.
Wait, there's Pizza Hut Express too.
Oh my god!
KFC and Pizza Hut Express.
Okay,
Oh, there
NCECA.
we go.
We came in on Wednesday evening
Mhm.
to
Whole day,
NCECA.
yeah, drive the whole day Wednesday.
We started at 7 a.m. and drove in, and basically went straight into me and Ryan went straight into a dinner with Speedball, and then
Kind of getting acquainted with the Airbnb and everybody getting in town. We stayed with Heidi as well for Bella Joy.
and
My friend
Deanna
Heidi and Deanna
From Glazed Inclusive.
Infused Creations.
and Emily.
And Emily from Emily Restaurants.
Yep.
Yeah. So they were coming in from Boston, Michigan, and Deanna's from Indiana, but drove up from Florida. So everybody kind of gets in and settled and all that good stuff.
And Heidi had a rehearsal Wednesday, and then and went right from the airport to the rehearsal for her panel that she had on Thursday. So I dropped you guys off, picked her up, picked Emily up, and then Jessica had the idea to stop on the way back to get the groceries. So we got all situated.
Yep. And Erica was the mom of the group this week. So she made us all food and packed our lunches.
Erica, were you the youngest of the group too?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I
mom
think-
of the group was the youngest of the group.
Yeah,
Yeah. That tracks.
that's okay. I love it.
And then so most people had been to NCECA on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's kind of the not like lecture kind of day, but it's more like the resource hall, demos in the resource hall. Maybe there's some like project space deals going on. They do like the opening ceremony remarks in the evening. That's kind of the extent of it.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot. Like there's a lot to see and do and talk to people and stuff.
Yep. But then we got there on Wednesday morning.
Thursday.
That's what I meant, Thursday morning. And
We had a full day Thursday.
we had a full fucking day.
I
Yeah.
think we left the Airbnb at like, was it
8:30.
8:30-ish, yeah.
Yeah. And Heidi had a talk at 10. We had a demo at 12.
I had a Mudworks demo that I was throwing some bottles on the wheel.
Oh yeah,
Which
you had
went
a
by
demo at
super
12.
quick. That was like an
Yeah.
hour, but
And we both had a demo at 2 at Speedball.
all three of us.
All
Me
three
too.
of us, yeah.
Yeah. So
And-
that was like didn't even leave the resource hall all day, pretty much.
Yeah, no. And I walked around really quick before going to Heidi's talk, just to talk to the people that I knew that I wanted to talk to, and then or that both me and Ryan wanted to talk to, and kind of said like, "Hi, we'll come back." Like, we'd like to do something. We'll come back. And then yeah. And Heidi's talk was like packed.
Yeah, it was a huge room. I don't know how many seats were in there, but it was a really deep room, and it was kind of dark. And yeah, it was full. There was Heidi with Kate Schroeder, Rebecca Grace Prowse, and Stephanie. What's her last name?
Don't know.
I can't remember her last name. Stephanie, something with a T, I think.
Yeah, it's like
Towels or something.
it's like
But it was a panel discussion about. Man, what was the discussion? It was business
Resources
related.
for your business.
It was business related, and they were kind of talking through kind of like how they've got through their different business models and stuff over time.
Stephanie Threet.
Threet, okay.
Stephanie Threet Ceramics and Ceramic Concept in Philadelphia.
Yeah, so they were doing a variety of short descriptions about their different businesses, the structure, how they've evolved over time, and then did a little kind of moderated discussion about certain questions of their business, and then did a little Q&A. So that was the only actual talk in a room that I attended besides the one that I was part of.
That same day, I attended a talk for 3D printing with Egyptian paste, and that was super sick. But I wanted to go to a couple other ones, but I just kind of like ran out of steam.
What is Egyptian paste?
So it's just like it's basically like a clay body, but it's instead of it needing to go through a 2-firing system to get a finished product, it can go through a single fire as low as cone 022 to get technically a glazed finished product. And it's self-glazing too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so cool. And the way that it's mixed, it has like a certain amount of salt in it, and the salts rise out of the paste as it's setting. And as long as the salts rise out of the paste, then you get the glossed finish for the final pigment.
Oh, the salts become the glaze.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
It was so cool to see, and like they
like
in order to get their different colors, because they literally she showed her color palette of all the different things that she tested, and she did I think it was either a 3% or a 5% mixture of mason stain into the Egyptian paste, or there was a copper color that went in. She only did it was like a 3 or 5%, can't remember what it is, and it came out as bright as like Spree candies. You know how how bright Spree candy is?
Holy cow!
It came out so solid and so bright and vibrant and smooth, and like it was gorgeous, like so cool to see live. She did. She also talked about how she did like a decal printing on the 3D printed pieces, and the only thing is that they came out like looking like a little bit with a ghost shadow because of the layering of the 3D printing, kind of like letting the decal settle into there.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it was a single fire at cone 022, which is like the lowest setting you could possibly do on a kiln, and it worked. And it's like super sustainable, super like super efficient on the time, super efficient for the materials. Like,
But you're not like doing functional wear, I meant.
pieces or what?
they can do functional wear with them because of the way that it looks glazed at the end. The salt and like the color that comes out creates a solidified surface around the piece, so it doesn't leak or anything. And there was actually an artist that was in like a mini gallery that wasn't using the Egyptian paste 3D printing, but they did a 3D printed piece that was functional wear, and all they did was just do a normal glaze, and it like filled in all the cracks, and it looked like it was wheel thrown.
Yeah, I think Becca was asking because of the firing temperature, like.
Yeah, the
is
temperature
that
and like.
Oh, the temperature for like vitrification and stuff.
Yeah,
like
vitrification,
the
Okay,
22.
not 100% about that,
Are
but
there people that do? Oh, there's a waterfall right there, like a legit one right there.
Oh!
I can't cry. We're recording.
That was like a real waterfall.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful. Thank you for pointing that out, Ryan.
Sorry, not sorry.
It's okay. I'm squeezing my hands really hard so I don't cry.
You're talking about 3D printing.
Okay.
Is there people that use the gypsum paste that don't 3D print with it, or is it? It sounds like it could be finicky to like use otherwise.
I'm not 100% sure what the other applications with it, but it sounds like it would be it was something that they were like using, and the way that she mixed up her batches for the putting it into the cylinder for the printing was that she was just like, you know how you normally mix things up, like she was like she said it as if like people knew how to work with Egyptian paste. And oh yeah, you need another quarter. And she goes, you know how like you get it to this consistency? Well, I did it to this consistency, and it was much better for printing. So it kind of sounds like people use it in addition to that. So I'm not 100% sure. Also, I came in 10 minutes late, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But Emily did end up going to another 3D printing lecture. And she said that she had a lot of really great ideas that came from that too, because like they talked about figure printing and like all of these different types of intricate pieces that like you can do with the 3D printing.
Heidi started to 3D print, and she said briefly today, she's like, I didn't understand why Kurt 3D printed, and now I do.
What did she mean by that?
Like, I think she's
using it as a shell for her molds.
Mm-hmm. Or I don't know.
Like she's creating a mold around the 3D printed object.
Yeah, and like I think she meant it in the way that like it's like one of those things where you didn't know you needed it until you got it. You know, it's like so amazing. She's like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the precision is like on point. You can take a size that you want, and in the program you can increase it by 12% for the shrinkage and just print it, and then it's going to be the perfect size you want for the form.
I was actually going to ask my friend who has a 3D printer to make me something that I can use to make the tops of soap dispensers, so like the indentation of the screw on pump that I use will like shrink and fit exactly. But I have to like give them the measurements and then figure out the exact shrinkage of the clay and stuff.
I had I make these little bowls that are wholesale for a guy that does woodworking, and he has little, I want to say like charcuterie trays, sort of. Did you drop $1 down there?
It's like, hold on, let me get it like closer.
Is it like all the way under your foot?
It was by the gas pedal.
I think you were trying to slide it forward and it went with your foot.
Oh, so funny.
Yeah, thanks.
That was hilarious.
What?
I don't know why it was so funny, but I could picture it stuck to your foot or something.
No, I like dropped it and tried to catch it with my knees.
Just like the silent panic we both had for a second.
We like looked at each other and locked eyes and we're like, oh fuck.
Oh no. Okay, sorry.
At least it didn't like fly out the window.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
that would have been so bad.
Oh, I was talking about the woodworker. Oh, so he had woodworking trays that the pots that he wants are little bowls that'll shrink to that'll be a certain size. And I was like, can you make me a template that's 12% bigger? But the thing is, that's measured for when it's wet. But I'm never gonna put a bowl wet into this template before I trim it. I was gonna like trim it and then put.
So you need to figure out the shrinkage when it's leather hard.
Yeah.
It's, kind of leather hard, like when you're trimming it, before it's bone dry. Because I think most of the shrinkage happens between wet and bone dry.
Yeah, most of it does.
Of the 12%. And then it shrinks, I don't know, maybe it's 3 to 4 or something, pretty standard between biscuit glaze, maybe. So you were going to use it as like so
a
it just
piece,
fits in
so as
properly.
I throw it, I can just be like, dude, and then it has like the little, because the ones I use have like a little indentation that would sit perfectly onto the top, then I could glue it a little nicer. Right now it's the top's just kind of rounded like oil bottles.
Well, that's kind of a pretty bridge.
Oh yeah, it looks really good in this picture too.
We're having a bridge situation.
We're starting to get to the bridge part of the drive, I think.
Yeah,
This is Bridge
I
City.
agree. Yeah, we're having like a little bit of an obsession with bridges right now.
You know how people have obsessions with trains? We're bridge people.
We're bridge people.
Yeah, there's that blue and yellow one we'll probably be getting to soon.
I
Yeah.
love that one. Top 5 bridges on the
I've
trip.
always
I'm
lived
just
in a
kidding.
city that had bridges. Like Louisville's right on the edge of southern
know.
Indiana, so there's like 3 or 4 bridges, and then Cincinnati has at least 4, probably, right?
Yeah.
I think bridges are so beautiful.
Bridges are fun.
Madison does not have like any bridges.
Yeah. I didn't grow up with any bridges.
There's one in Cleveland, but it was like, it's just okay. It's nothing to write home
Well,
about.
there's no rivers this large
Yeah.
in like Colorado. The Colorado River is actually kind of small. Like, I mean, when it gets down to down to
Yeah.
Why is that? Is that because there's so much clay here that it kind of like creates those channels instead of like eroding away the earth,
Maybe.
I don't know.
that area?
That's a good point.
I just think of Colorado River going through the Grand Canyon, and that's all eroded away, right?
Right, but I mean, like that's not in Colorado though, right? So like the Colorado River isn't all in Colorado.
Right.
So like when I was growing up, like, and those bridges are like fucking cement bridges. Like they make cement, not good looking bridges. Because I think that once the more west you go, the like newer technology they had to get, like these are all old bridges they built in the turn of the century, you know?
Yeah.
Very steel.
Yeah, very steel, very like, oops.
And also, like when like older buildings have like a more like architecturally pleasing look to them, and it's like the same thing with bridges.
Yeah,
Like these bridges are really fun to look at.
yeah.
That looks like your van.
I know. That's a long ass van. That's the one that my friends have. That's like longer than my van.
Oh, that's a Mercedes one.
Yeah, that's like, I want to say it's like 13 inches longer than my van.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The bumper's kind of fucked up, though.
Yeah, well.
Or the step, I guess. Maybe.
It's expedited. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, okay, so did anybody else go to any other lectures? Oh, Jessica, you
I
went.
did.
Okay.
I went to take better photos faster with Rebecca, I guess Cara, with the Maker's Playbook. She did a demonstration live of like how to take photos of your pottery. It was really good.
Nice.
I probably should have gone to
Is
that.
it similar to the? Have you taken the photo workshop she's done? With,
Yeah.
Is that like the 5 tips for the Instagram thing versus like I don't know the names of them.
Yeah, it was like a crash course of her
Fire.
photo styling course.
Yeah.
And then she took some questions at the end too, so got into more specific stuff.
What was your like biggest takeaway from that? Because I would love to hear like the one thing that you feel really impacted by from that lecture.
Well, that you can take really good photos without buying expensive equipment.
Oh, for sure.
Yep.
Like
And-
phone camera.
Yeah, you can take them with your phone.
But she also has an Android. I'd like to mention that she has an Android, and when I talk to her about certain things,
Rebecca.
yeah, like, she was like, oh, you can't do that on an iPhone. Like, you can't change the white balance on an iPhone.
I thought you could.
As
definitely
easily.
can change
Oh,
the
as
white balance,
easily.
and she
Or, like,
definitely has an iPhone.
I thought she had an Android.
Well, she had an iPhone yesterday.
Oh,
Maybe for demonstration purposes, she was using an iPhone.
maybe, I don't know.
Oh, did she demonstrate with an iPhone?
No, she demonstrated with her camera because it was connected to the laptop, so she could take pictures and
Oh,
then
yeah,
it would
nice.
show up on the screen, so you could see how she was positioned, but then what the picture looked like.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about the tech that was involved in making sure that it was all ironed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It
she
sounded like she was pretty prepared for that.
she kind of like started with like how you would normally like just put it down against a wall and take a picture, like a not so good photo, and then she gave a tip, and then she showed how that improved it, and then gave another tip, and then showed how that improved
Oh, that's
it.
really cool.
That's cool. It
Yeah,
like builds
that's
it
really
on layer by
cool.
layer.
I want to watch it. I kind of like, okay, so Paul had mentioned that he likes to watch it after the fact.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
They say it takes like a fucking year for them to post it.
Really?
Yeah, it takes forever. I mean, you'd have to write a list of the ones you wanted to see, and then save it on your phone, and then when they start posting them like 9 months from now,
Yeah.
well, they used to post them all to YouTube, and they would put different. I don't know if they did like a whole channel or series on their NCECA YouTube account, and they would post the talks. I'm sure it's select talks. Like they would probably put the main stage presenters where they're demoing for 2 hours on there, but the specific like 1 hour talks.
Let's see the dam.
Is that a dam?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
a
dam.
dam.
That's cool.
It looks so cool.
Love dams.
So they'll like put them on there, but by that time you kind of forget about which ones you cared about.
Yeah.
We're big infrastructure people around here.
So
Yeah.
have you done the Baker's styling course, the basic
Yeah.
styling course? Is it so if you were to take that, which is free, I think.
No,
it would
it's
be
not
similar?
free. It's
Oh, I thought there was a free version.
There's a free photo tips PDF that you can read and get a lot of the tips, and then there's a course that's 6 weeks long for the photo styling course, and then she's going to have a course that's on DSLR specifically coming
Yeah.
up that I took the beta version of. That was really helpful for figuring out how to shoot in manual.
I show you the beta version.
Ooh, cool.
Because I'm part of the community, so I got early
Nice.
access and was able to like give feedback to her to help her.
Honestly, that's
kind of
great to
build
be
it.
able to do. Like, it's great to set up stuff like that before you release it in the wild and get actual feedback from the people that
Yeah.
are like really open to giving feedback.
She
I'm
was
sure.
she was gonna give me the beta version, and she was like, it's gonna be $400 instead of $600 or something like that. And I was like, yeah.
For the photo styling course,
No, for like the
The
DSLR
DSLR.
the
one.
DSLR one is not that expensive.
Oh, wasn't?
No, I don't want to say what exactly she's gonna charge for it because maybe she's gonna change it. But
Right, I don't know how much it was, but I remember thinking, because it was like in January, February, and I remember thinking, yeah, I can't do that right now.
Maybe
and then
some
I
other
went
time.
to Making It Work, the modern studio powder.
That was another panel discussion with
Yeah.
different business owners.
So that had Naomi Clement, Diana Adams, and Sarah Pike.
Oh, I heard that talk was really good.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was moderated by Carol Epp.
Yeah.
I think Carol Epp does a podcast. Does she do one of the Brickyard Network podcasts, I think? Maybe.
I don't know.
What was that one? Like, what was the takeaway from that one? Were they
There was a
unconventional paths? Is that what it was?
yeah, there was a lot about like trusting your
You're
gut
right.
and just going for it
That's
and
what I
not
heard.
holding yourself back because you feel like you're not going to be successful. And I don't know, there's like some stuff about imposter syndrome and just like different revenue streams and like doing wholesale versus online selling, or how Naomi does her courses and sells pottery, and kind
There's
of
the
navigating
Kmart.
through the pandemic a little bit as well.
There's the bridges. We're going over the bridges.
Yeah, the
beautiful
yellow
one.
Oh, you should get your
Oh.
camera out because we're gonna.
I'll take a
I think
picture.
we're going right into. Isn't it?
Is that the Chick-fil-A that we went to?
I think so.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think we're like entering a different state right now, but I can't remember. There was a sign. I remember there being a sign. Maybe we're not.
I don't think so, because the next state we'd hit is Ohio.
We should take a picture right now.
Oh, wow. That was nice. Oh, yeah. I got no cars
Fuck
in that
yeah.
one, too. That was a really good one.
That was a good one.
They're like very crisp yellow and blue.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, very crisp. You should take one in your rearview mirror right now.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm so stressed out. Oh, it's not focusing.
That's okay. Perfect.
Was that all of them? Did you go to any other ones on Friday?
No, that was everything I went to on Friday.
Oh wow. Okay.
Thank you for visiting West Virginia.
Please turn.
Wait,
Please drive
really?
safely. Now
still
we're in where?
We're still in West Virginia. Charleston is in West Virginia.
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, I think it said the turnpike.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we were just on like a toll road, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, because that was the Making It Work one ended at 3:30. And then I think I went out of the convention center for a little while and walked around, and then
get to go to any galleries or anything?
Nope.
Nice.
No.
Did you just?
No, just the pop-ups.
I think that, to be completely honest, if I was on my own for NCECA, I think that I'd go like 3 days earlier or stay 3 days later.
Yeah, I know some people who are leaving tomorrow so they can go to galleries.
Like, yeah,
today.
just to go to galleries.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had my own car, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like maybe next year if we have galleries, like I'll probably wander through.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know how Ryan feels about it, but I feel like we were working the entire time.
I agree.
And
Plus, we got in on Wednesday, so it felt very. You gotta play the hits. You gotta hit all the highlight areas that you gotta make sure it's. Man, these houses on the water.
they're so
Unbelievable.
freaking cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I saw this on the way.
Each got their own docks.
Jeez Louise.
Look at that house up there on that hill.
Oh wow. I did end up actually getting to see some gallery stuff yesterday, which was really cool. There were some really there was this one sculptural piece that kind of like stuck with me, and I've been thinking about it ever since. It was called A Moment of Tenderness, and it was a sculptural ceramic piece of two people like holding each other in bed without heads, and it was but the bed itself was like actual like fabric, and like they made a
that's
mini
cool.
bed. It was so beautiful. It was just really interesting to see, and like all of the artists that were in that specific gallery also made a a single placemat dinnerware set, and the installment was called a dinner party with your favorite people.
I love that.
And everybody had their own style, and like I don't know if that was the exact name, but like it was like that's how they described it. But like it was every single person that was in the gallery made a single placing of dinnerware, and it was so interesting to see everybody's individual styles come through from that.
So, this is not about that, but kind of. Baby Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Sheboygan Andrew. Your new nickname is Baby Andrew. You don't have a choice. Because I know he's going to hear this. But feel lucky because we're saying your name on the podcast. Andrew Kruger. Krieger. His name is Krieger. Andrew Krieger is he wants to, when he like gets a house or when he gets a place to stay, he wants to get a plate setting from every like all these different artists.
Oh, beautiful. Great
Yeah.
concept. I approve, Andrew.
Yeah, I also approve. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, but yeah, so we stopped at a couple places, and then I just have like a lot that I was carrying from like lunch and stuff, and one of Emily's friends, Donna, was with us, and she wanted to stop at a vintage store, so we stopped in there for a second, and I was like, I gotta go outside, I got so much going on. And then that's when I called you and was like, do you need help? And then met you guys back up at the speedball booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think then we went home to get ready to go to pop-ups.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not more of a gallery walker, so I don't know that I would personally go to galleries myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, from being around Cincinnati when they were doing the build up to NCECA, like those exhibitions are up for like a month. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to a ton of galleries in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Which makes sense because you can go whenever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the ones at NKU were up for like a month and a half, so
just slide in.
which was great, even though I didn't get to go see them because I forgot.
Yeah. I felt really sick pretty much this entire time.
Thank you.
So I wouldn't have been down to go anywhere anyway. But feel good today.
That's good. And that's the most moving we're doing.
You're getting cheese and crackers?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's still a party.
That road
Do we have some
I'll take
salami in
that
there?
Is there salami?
Yeah, I got the salami.
Let's go. I'll have some of that, please. Oh, yep, good call.
No.
I got it.
You
It's
have
okay.
Triscuits still?
We have to
Think
have
so,
Triscuits.
Yeah, they're in the orange bag.
Okay.
And the Cheez-Its are right there, too.
Is this our 15-minute mark? Or?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, we're at 50 minutes?
A little bit
No, 15.
Oh, 15.
We're
I was
45.
like,
Oh, that's
What?
definitely snack time.
Yeah, it's
45
Definitely
straight
snack
up
time.
Yeah, it's definitely snack time.
Overdue.
It's funny because like I didn't bring any snacks because I flew in, and then Ryan's got like just a bag of snacks, and I was like,
I'm a Durban, so.
and I was like, Deidre would be so proud of you right now.
Cheese snack.
Oh, I'm gonna. Do you want any cheese?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm gonna make a cheese bag for Heidi for you.
Okay. I would like not that much.
Yeah, I'm gonna like switch them over so that way it's like. Oh. Okay, I got it. We're good.
You can just put it in your cup.
It has ginger ale in there. Are you okay with that?
Is there a lot of ginger ale in there?
No, it's like
No,
drops.
just put it in there.
Okay.
We're talking about galleries and other stuff.
Just like activities generally.
Yeah, we can
I-
talk about the pop-ups.
I like,
Probably.
yeah, I think the reason I don't like galleries is because I want to be able to pick stuff up. I hate that you just walk around at pedestals
Oh.
and you can't touch anything and you can't pick anything up. I mean, I will like sit and look at stuff, but I want to be able to pick up pots, and I'd rather go to a gallery with a bunch of functional work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went to some pop-ups on, I think that, did we go on 2 days or just the one day?
Thursday.
Just Thursday, okay. Yeah, so they had a list of, I don't know, there's probably 6 or 7 pop-ups at least on this one.
Oh, go ahead.
This one kind of
My fun.
list of them. We went to Ridgebrow Brewing for the, was it called Crisscross Collective, I think?
Huzzah!
Crisscross Ceramic Collective.
Yeah.
They had delicious cardboard pizza.
They had really good cardboard pizza.
And
Yeah.
the pottery was really awesome.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I got a
that
couple
too.
pieces there.
I got a piece.
I got one from a guy that I like knew already, Neil Cellini or Cellini, and then one from another woman that I had not even known before I got to the pop-up. I think her name's Demi, Demi something. I think her Instagram is like Dem, D-E-H-M.
Was she upstairs?
She was downstairs. She was the one that had the mug that was kind of like had all the different designs on it.
Oh,
It was
really
kinda
cool.
really
Yeah,
organic.
yeah.
It was
Okay.
hand built, kind of squared off.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And yeah, they had a good assortment. I feel like brewery's like a good size too for that.
Sweet.
Yeah, so there was basically a table right in the middle of the lower level.
If you saw any of our stories, you know that we just like decided
there.
we claimed it.
And every time they would bring some sort of food, we were like, huzzah! They remembered us from the night before, like when we went last night.
Good. I didn't get to talk to them. They were so nice. They're very accommodating.
Yeah, Jessica was saying how nice all the service people were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody that where we ate and drank were so nice.
Oh, they were.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Virginia's definitely for
Did they like
lovers.
know what was going on? Did they know that like why everybody was? I mean, obviously the breweries, I guess, because they collaborated with them. But
I don't know about the restaurants.
yeah, I feel like the restaurant. We went to the dinner. We
Yeah.
only went to the one dinner, right? So
Yeah.
we didn't really have that much interaction with service besides the breweries, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, even the like bartenders or like the brewery people at the big pop-up, the Pot Stars pop-up, I was like, thank you so much for doing this. I know this must be such a pain. And she was like, oh, it's totally fine. I was like, when do you guys actually close? And it was 11. And
Oh my
she's like, we close at 10. And I was like, oh
Well,
my
they're not going to
God.
turn down the service, right? I mean,
Yeah, they didn't even turn down the service. They just like kept on keeping on. What
Well,
are you
because the-
doing, bitch?
The other brewery too stayed open an extra half hour. He told me when we went back there on Friday.
Oh yeah.
Red Brow?
Rich Brown.
Rich Brown.
Yeah, shout out to Rich Brow.
Yeah. if
Because
you're-
they have to tear down their stuff too, so they're already going to be the artists are done at 10, but they got to tear down. It's going to take 30 minutes to tear down and get out of there. So
Yeah.
at least.
Can you find me a double?
Yeah, for sure. I'm
What
gonna
if there
have
was a lady like that in the NCECA hall that was in the brewery that was walking around with
Oh, it's big.
getting people to get out of there?
It's cut.
Oh, it's cut. Okay, my bad.
Oh, there was this one lady also in the NCECA hall that was quite possibly my favorite part of the entire time on Thursday. And she was the lady with the microphone that was telling people to get the fuck out.
She was so funny.
She was so funny. She was like, hey, you guys, go.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Please leave.
And she's like, guess what? You can buy something tomorrow. Leave.
The gallery expo is open. The resource hall is closed.
If you can hear this message, you gotta leave.
Yeah.
If hearing my voice is annoying you,
Leave.
Good. She was great.
She was great.
And a lot of that was directed at us, which was
Yep.
very funny.
like, if you have a purple bag, please
Leave.
walk.
Get the hell out of here.
Hey, we see you. Keep it moving. What are you doing? What's that?
Yeah.
Over here?
That was definitely a highlight.
I'll try it. I don't.
How did you guys like the... Oh, do we want to talk more about the pop-up?
Yeah, so the other pop-up we did was the Pot Stars pop-up. That was at, what was the name of that place?
It was like a
brewery.
Mainline. Brewery.
Mainline.
and there was a
And it was like a co-op sort of, like there was another brewery there too. It was
it's like
Citrus Vodka or something like
it was a
that.
cantina.
Cirrus Vodka.
Serious, yeah. But on the way in,
Cantina
So
too.
there was two pop-ups at the same
Oh, there was.
building.
Oh wow.
see what happened on the way in. They were walking in.
Who wants to tell that story?
Wait, what happened? Oh my god!
No, Michelle?
Yeah,
She might hear this, I don't know.
she probably will.
Michelle from Naples.
Whoop whoop.
Michelle from Naples, she like came up to us and she was like, oh my god,
She was so cute.
I have to say hello. I love the podcast, blah, blah, blah. And, or was it the podcast? Or was
Yeah,
it just
no,
Yeah, she
podcast?
listens to the
Okay.
podcast.
And she goes, I'm so thankful that you guys reassigned me my pod swap partner because the person like wasn't able to send it, blah 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 blah. And
But this one is still.
she goes, the person who sent it to me was so kind and like got it to me so quick and blah blah blah. And Emily pops her head out and goes, was it Emily Russ Ceramics? And she goes, yes. And they started screaming.
Yeah.
And then everybody got pictures and she was just so kind.
She was very sweet. Yeah.
What a coincidence. Only at NCECA.
Yeah,
Only in
seriously.
Antigua, for real.
Me and Erica were behind the scenes taking the photo of the stars, but then we did a sneaky photo.
We did a
that
selfie of
I'm
you.
wondering if she's gonna
I hope she-
appreciate.
I hope she's like looked through it and was just like, wait, what?
Me too.
What is this?
And then we saw her in the conference hall on Friday.
Yeah, while we were at
Oh my
the,
God, and she was like waving at us.
she's
and
like,
stuff.
I'm stalking them.
Yeah, we were talking to Advancer.
That's hilarious. What other kind?
Good for now.
Yeah, that was
I
fun.
have a salami.
Yeah, that pop-up was hopping pretty good. That's always a really popular one,
Yeah, that was huge.
the Pot Stars.
Yeah, it was busy.
Emily like got to see one of the people that she's followed for a long time, Clara,
Yeah.
and
Carly from the UK.
from the UK.
Uh-huh.
And we were talking to her, and she's just like, I came here by myself. Like, we're gonna hang out. Like, blah blah blah. And Emily was like, no, go mingle. Like, I want to hang out with you, but I also don't want to like take up so much of your time. And I think Cara was like, please, I need friends.
She was so kind.
She was so fun.
So nice.
She gave me one of the glaze that she got from somewhere, and
Aww.
yeah,
Glaze.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, because you couldn't take it on the plane.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she
it
just
wasn't
gave it to
sealed.
me. She was like, here, it's yours. I was like, what? I don't know. I just met you. Thank you.
Oh, she's also very short.
Yeah, she's super
Very
short.
what?
Small.
But she's short.
Short. She's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
petite.
She's so cute.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
With big blonde curly hair.
Yeah, that adds to her, like, presence.
Uh-huh.
She said she was going to come back next year.
She should.
I'm like, you're going all the way to Salt Lake? She's like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, like, I don't
But
always...
she said there's nothing like it in the UK. They don't have any ceramic conference
She should present.
She should.
of that kind of level.
Yeah. Well, you know what's crazy is that Speedball had a woman in there, I cannot remember her name for the life of me, who is from France.
Really?
And she's trying to get Speedball bigger in Europe.
Good.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Because it's mostly Shimpo, you know?
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Interesting.
Mostly Shimpo. What do you mean? They don't have products that compete with Speedball. Oh, you're talking about wheels?
wheels.
Wheels. Okay.
And I do think, yeah, wheels, Shimpo, and I do think the glazes too. But yeah, it's apparently just like a little bit harder to get everything.
I was gonna say, I wonder like if that increases the cost to do production.
It doesn't matter because they're so used to paying so much anyway.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. We did. How was your demo? I don't even know. Well, oh, you were gone.
What demo? The Mudworks one?
No. Oh yeah. Talk about your Mudworks demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mudworks invited me to demo for an hour. I just threw some oil bottles. So I asked them to throw some white bear clay because I hadn't tried it out before. It's a little more like porcelain than the Iceman. Because I saw Jesse had some when we did the soda fire together, and it looked beautiful in the soda kiln. So I was hoping to be able to throw some of that and bring them home, and we could put them in the soda kiln. So that's my intention there, and it was a little finicky, but I guess I shouldn't have expected anything else. I noticed that I was shaking a little bit, like when I was pulling the walls
Yeah, you were.
of the oil bottle, and man, if I was a shakier human, it would be really a struggle to throw some things if you have to have a steady hand. But it was pretty good.
Oh,
The time flew by. It was only an hour, so
I don't know if we should like pause it. Can somebody like clap really loud? Thanks. Okay.
do you want me
We're
to
gonna
pause
get gas.
it? Yeah.
There's a BP up here, so I figured we could get gas.
That's a good idea.
But we can keep going. We can keep talking while we're obviously getting gas. I just want to let you know, just in case I have to edit something. That's why you clapped.
It was around 55 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. I mean, like, I feel like
Simple. Pretty chill.
it was fun. I mean, Meg Callie came and fucking Meg.
I love her.
I do too.
She's so
And
funny.
she walked up to Ryan and without a fucking step, she goes, "Hey Ryan, getting your hands dirty? Getting your dirty girl going on?" like she just went off. And then Tony showed up, and then
so silly.
That should make me feel good, honestly. She's fucking with you, like.
Yeah.
she
You're
loves
in.
you.
You're in.
Yeah, she loves you. So it is funny, but yeah.
Her and the person that was helping her run her booth at the Pot Stars pop-up,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, we were joking around for such a long time, and then I turned around and I saw people touching things at the booth. I'm like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Just work. I'm sorry. Make money, go.
Meg doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, Becca was next to Meg the whole time during Machine and Pottery Tour.
Oh my god, we talked the
Jesse's.
entire time.
Oh, I
People
can
were like
imagine.
right in front of our booths, and we're just like gabbing on,
Was that
and
the
we're like,
first time you met her?
yes,
Or
Really?
actually, like, had time with her?
yeah. Where's the BP?
That's
Is it
the
Exxon?
No,
There was a sign
it
for
said
BP.
a sign for BP, and it said it was this way. This is bullshit.
Biscuit World.
Biscuit World.
Tudor's Biscuit World.
Partnered with Gina's.
Well,
Speedway.
Probably up here.
I mean, should we just stop at Speedway?
We're in
It's further
Nitro.
up. It's further up on the street.
How further up?
1.5 miles. 3 minutes.
Is it worth it? Let me work.
Is it?
Everything down, flip it over your said. It's your fault for the fifth land yet. It's your fault for the fifth land yet. If you got a big.
We'll just go here. It's fine.
Well, you can get like
Speedway
6
it
cents off or
is.
7 cents off, or 5 cents off a gallon with Speedy Reward
I
card.
might have a Speedy Reward card in
I do.
the console. Oh, you
Oh,
do?
you do?
Okay, so
Yeah, it's my phone number.
use it.
Okay, well, you're gonna pump the gas, and let me give you some.
We're gonna pause this.
We're gonna pause. Should we do this on the?
Oh, yeah. A
Alright.
light tasting crispy
What?
snack.
It started again.
Oh, hold on. Before we go anywhere, I gotta make sure my phone is somewhere.
You're live once again.
Hold on. Why is it so hard to find my phone? What's going on? Can somebody please call me? I'm worried I left it inside.
I'm calling you.
Is it on silent?
Oh, it's right here. I didn't realize I left it in here. Okay, sorry.
Good.
Oh, Jesus.
I would have the same thing. Like, I feel my pockets and I'm like,
Oh, where the fuck
oh
is
shit,
it?
I don't have my wallet. Where is this?
Okay, we're trying Munchos for the first time. I'm gonna try it before I drive.
Yeah, welcome back from our break. I actually was able to get the one thing that I really love on snacks, or on for snacks.
Munchos. They look like... I'm
Those
trying-
are delicious.
They
I know.
kind of seem like a pork rind, sort of.
Mm.
They're so light.
Fuck yeah. That tastes like a Lay's, but it's like so much lighter and fluffier.
I know.
Yeah.
And their tagline is a light tasting crispy snack, and they are so right to say that.
It's like
It is a light.
it's like a
tasty
chip
crispy
that wants to
snack.
be a rice cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's thin though. It's not like a rice cake thickness.
Yeah.
It's like, you know those. Have you had those Lay's that got like puffed out? The puffed out Lay's?
Baked
Yes.
Lays?
Yeah.
No, not baked.
Puffed out Lays.
They're like waffle fry texture. I love those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Ooh, can you dip one in sour cream for me?
Oh my God,
That's what. Yeah, French onion dip.
10 out of 10.
you're so smart. This is a van full of smart people.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
I was thinking about it in the bathroom. I was like, oh my God, I bet they have Munchos. Thank you. Oh.
Did it land? Oh, I thought it landed on the other chip. I'm like, perfect. So wait, is the Mountain Dew Slurpee, is that standard? Because I don't know that I've ever actually...
It is pretty standard.
Yeah,
Okay.
specifically in speedways, it's standard. I wasn't gonna
Big
try to.
Gulp, I guess, for Slurpee.
Yeah, it's like a slush.
Slurpee's trademark.
No, Speedway owns 7-Eleven. Yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, good enough.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good with the French onion
It's
dip.
so freaking good.
Wow. Yeah, I got these almost every single day after high school because they were 79 cents like throughout the summer and like all that stuff. So my friends and I would just get the big ones and we would just have them all for like the entirety of the evening. It was great.
Yeah.
You know who else has good slushies is Sonic. They have a great Powerade slushie
Yeah.
and it's delicious with
Kind of
nerds in
close
it.
to like a slush puppy. I love.
You know what I
like
do with
slush
nerds?
puppies better than Slurpee.
I do their Sonic Blast, their ice cream with nerds in it.
Ooh, that sounds good. That actually sounds really good.
So my favorite Blizzard flavor that they've discontinued used to be Nerd Blizzards. It was rough on your teeth. That's probably why I have this issue. And
Oh, you want it dipped?
I do.
Here,
I got it.
And so okay.
this is a complicated maneuver that you were
It was
just
about to
doing.
fall on the mic. Nerd Blizzards.
Nerd Blizzard.
Just by themselves, just nerds and vanilla ice cream.
Yep.
Wow.
And
I wonder why they discontinued them.
because they were probably breaking kids' teeth.
Yeah, because cold nerds are hard.
They are hard. And so, yeah, they discontinued it, and I was so bummed. Because it's the only fruity Blizzard that they've ever had. Like, they have, like, the strawberry cheesecake, but that's fruit with cheese.
Yeah. Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that. Anyway, when I found out that Sonic had nerds in their drinks, I was like, could you put nerds in your, like, ice cream? And she was like, yeah?
Oh, actually, I have had the nerds on the Sonic drink before.
Yeah.
Specifically the blue Powerade one from Sonic though. So good. Like,
Love that.
I will drive the 25 to 30 minutes over to Jungle Gyms and Eastgate just so that way I can go to that Sonic. That's the only one in the area.
Yeah. I grew up in a town that had 4 Sonics, so
What?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Did you always go there during, I want to say happy hour, but...
yeah, happy hour, yeah.
Is it
Yeah,
called
happy
something
hour.
fancier? Okay.
There was-
Sonic is a shit.
We got a Sonic when I was a sophomore in high school, and then it went out of business, and they tore it down and replaced it.
So Sonic does like dirty sodas, right? They've always done like weird mixy drinks, right?
Yeah, they do any kind of flavor combination you want, basically.
Well, in high school they used to have a secret menu drink called the Orgasm, and it was fucking delicious.
Very nice. What was in it?
I can't remember.
That's okay.
But they have one person that mixes all their drinks. Like, there's a literal drink mixer.
I love that.
Yeah. I think I have a cavity. Okay.
Okay, good. Will you dip me one more? Thank you. I made sure it was a girthy one. Oh no.
It's just the end of the
Girthy.
This might be my favorite tip forever now.
You ever have fits where you just go bounce between salty to sweet to salty to sweet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was wondering if you had any of those cookies over there.
Oh, I'll put it back up here.
I'm gonna be
You
so
don't have to
sick
get
by
up.
the
I
end of
don't
this.
need
This
worry
is
about
not
it.
good.
What were we talking about?
Oh, we were talking about
There's
demos.
also some Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
Ooh, Girl Scout cookies!
Yeah, I brought the trefoils.
You guys want the trefoils?
Oh yeah, we do.
We apologize if you're listening to this in the middle of the night.
That's like a shortbread cake.
Yeah, you
so
want to try
good.
one?
I'll try one.
They're so good.
Usually I'm a thin mint kind of guy.
Oh no, you're gonna
No,
love
no,
these.
no, you'll love these.
Here, baby. You want one, Jess?
I haven't dipped over what.
Okay.
Did I tell you that this used to be communion bread?
Really?
So, when I was growing up, the church that I went to, the lady that made the communion bread, she made a shortbread. And so, like, I'd go to other churches and I was like, what the fuck? I'm not taking communion. Like,
It's not
you
a
have
cookie.
wafer. Like, no. And,
Is it common for churches to have people make the bread?
no.
My church made the bread.
Oh,
Really?
is it? Okay.
They had, but not all the time, just for special.
Well, she made these little tiny shortbread cookies that basically, you know, like a little square. And I used to walk into the kitchen and steal the communion bread
Good.
Oh my god.
out of the freezer. Oh, good.
Yeah, we just had like the normal communion wafers that like classic Catholics.
The flat ones.
Mm-hmm.
How do they deliver them? Like, do they just get a bag of them, you think?
Yeah, they're like cases of them. And actually, you can order them for yourself. And Mortuary Emily has ordered them for herself because she likes the taste of them. So she'll eat them. Her
Does
favorite.
she eat them with grape juice?
I hope so. No, but
What would you call that snack?
my favorite snack is communion bread with the tiniest amount of Welch's grape juice.
What if
I remember when I had Welch's grape juice for the first time in full portion, like a regular full portion. So I was like, Mom, we have to get Welch's grape juice. It is so good. Like the communion bread grape juice or the communion grape juice is so delicious. And I could not like finish the glass because
so
it
It just
tasted.
doesn't feel right.
It tastes so different. It's like Jesus isn't in this grape juice.
the love of Christ is not in this drink.
Oh
my god. That's hilarious.
I just picture him being in a sleeve like saltine crackers.
They're in a
Like,
box.
would you like any crackers?
Think of like a
Do you have any crackers for your cheese or something? And
Yeah.
pull these out a sleeve.
They remind me of those ones that are in the sleeves that are like the rosemary ones that you have cheese with.
Uh-huh.
They remind me of those.
Oh my god, that's so
Just like I swear they make them untasteful, like the untasty, like the Catholic ones. Like I swear they're like, how can we not add salt to this? Like
we don't want to have to be selling these to everybody. Well, there are people like Mortuary Emily out there who do
Like-
love
I
it.
just want to see the reaction of somebody seeing her like pull those out
Mm-hmm.
like a guest.
would you like a communion wafer?
Oh, I've had them. I mean, it's different. It's a different context. I mean, when you're being silly, of course you're gonna eat it. It's fine.
Right.
But like, she just eats them as like a normal person snack, like
Does
a
she
bag
eat
of
them with
Munchos.
cheese or is it like chips?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, she's had it. I think she said that she's had it with like easy cheese, like the squeeze cheese.
Oh yeah.
Did she ever bring it when she packs her lunch?
Did she eat it with chicken? Did she eat it with chicken and biscuits? Because that would be
crazy. I would say that it's more of like a delicacy because she has like as a special treat at night because like you don't get them very often.
Also, we say Mortuary Emily because she is a mortician.
She's a mortician. She's my best friend.
So just so you know.
She's a certified funeral director. Well, she's finishing her apprenticeship right now, but
yeah,
she's basically there in my mind.
Totally.
That's how we distinguish her from Pottery Emily.
Yeah. I have
Emily.
I have a collection of Emilys.
I have a collection of Andrews.
Yeah, it's a special thing, right?
Yeah, I've added to my collection.
That's great.
Yeah, Sula Andrew.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's on your jacket though.
If there's any Emilys listening to this podcast, just know I'm your automatic friend because you're going to be added to my collection of Emilys.
Yes.
You need a lot.
Just give me a. That's great.
Okay.
Okay, so Ryan did his MudWorks demo, and then we did a demo at Speedball booth, and Ryan and Erica did
Underglaze.
Demo. Yeah, so we kind of split it up. We did the same thing last year. Erica did the underglaze application on some leather hard pots that we took with us in a damp box, as well as some pots I threw at MudWorks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was taking already, underglaze pots or whatever to carve. So I feel like it was pretty busy.
It was
the whole time.
so busy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
tried
know
to
what
say
kind of-
hi, and I couldn't even get to either of you.
Yeah, I don't know how many, what types of questions you were getting, but some of it was just explaining the entire process, start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was recording some of it during and kind of got the gist of, what goes into it. And it was kind of nice because it was sort of assembly line. You could see the pots that weren't underglazed yet, and then you were underglazing some, and I was carving some, so it was easier to talk through the process. And I had some finished ones sitting there, so they could kind of visualize what it would end up looking like.
Yeah, the way that I conceptualized us sitting at the table when we first walked up, because I was like, okay, how are we gonna elevate things so that way we can try to I told you guys earlier, I really like to play with levels, so I made sure to pair the pot that with the correct underglaze, and I literally just placed it on top of the lid, so that way people could felt free to pick it up, and it was more accessible to them than reaching over the underglaze supply. And I think that helped a lot too, because actually getting it into people's hands helped me talk to them about the texture, the difference in texture of the matte finished product versus having a clear white glaze on top, and that was really great.
Yeah.
So I had I had so many questions. The other thing was that Ryan was just well, I haven't touched underglaze in 2 years, so ask Erica.
Yeah, honestly, Erica's the best person to ask on this. I have applied the underglaze in slips before, but Erica does everything now, and she can answer any and all.
Yeah, and then Ryan ditched Erica.
He did. I was like, oh my god, I don't know
20
what I'm
minutes.
doing.
Oh, it was not 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes. Yeah, it was 20 minutes because he was talking to Sephora and a couple other people.
Yeah.
But 40.
40.
It's
It
fine.
was 40 minutes.
It's fine.
We'll split the difference. We'll say 30.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like that. I will say that I was watching people talk and answer questions and all that stuff when I was standing around the booth, and I was okay, how much involvement do I have to have with people talking? Should I just keep my head down and work, and then people will organically ask me questions? But then when I went to actually go for it, that's not who I am at all. I make eye contact with somebody, and it can be a stranger, and I will talk to them. So, which sometimes is not a good thing.
It can also just be as simple as, hey, how's your day going?
Yeah, or
where are you from? What's your name? They got the name tag on, but
yeah, my opening question was, have you ever worked with Speedball underglazes before? And it was either a yes or a no. If it was a yes and they didn't like it, then I would talk to them how to troubleshoot it and how to actually get the product to work for them if they have the older formula. And then if they said no, then I asked them do they use color in their products? Are they interested in using color in their products? like, would they be interested in trying like a small amount? And like I talked about how like Speedwell has the 2-ounce glazes and the 16. There's the 2-ounce containers. I even looked up the prices at one point. Okay,
No, I love that you did that because I do that, and I don't see a lot of other like demo people talking about the product that they're demoing as much as like their process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
which is great, but like I mean, the process is pretty simple for us. We're just putting color on all surface.
Yeah, and like you're there to sell the product.
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
And like that's what I mean. Like they're paying you to be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in some regard. And
I figured you'd get a bunch of brush questions. Or,
oh yeah.
Oh, I got so many brush questions.
Like questions of how thick to do it, or how many coats,
Yeah.
or what stage you apply it.
I want to know how it was working with the new formula.
It was great. Okay, so I'm so glad you asked that because I did want to talk about it because I didn't get a chance to talk about it with Ryan yet. So the new formula was like as if we added Darman to it, but like almost like we added a little too much. That's like it was like really
Shaky.
Yeah, really shaky.
Really viscous.
And very viscous. And so at first I was a little intimidated because I was worried that it was going to go on really thin. But honestly, it was like the same, if not like it was the same same coverage, but it was a smoother consistency. Also, I got to try out my new brushes that I got from the ceramic shop that was like right across the way, and that was fantastic. Like I just had a really great experience like actually testing out those things because it was just so easy to use everything.
Yeah, they were showing me that, and the new formula is going to be on any bottles that are from the fourth quarter of 2023 or later. And the way that you can do that is if you look at there's a number, not the like barcode number, but there's like a
product number.
A product number that's usually like a 4 or 5 digit number. And let's say the first two numbers are 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, or something like that, or the whole thing. The first two numbers, 3, 4 mean 2023 is the first number, and then 4 is the fourth quarter. So anything 3, 4, or 4, 1, which would be 2024 quarter 1.
Mm-hmm.
Anything 3, 4, or 4, 1 as of now and into the future will be the new formula. So
That's
kind
good
of
to know.
a good way to know whether you're using the old stuff or the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they were saying some of the, if you've used it in the past and you're like, oh, this is so thick and gross to paint on, or it's too thick and it's like peeling or something, it's just not nice to paint on. That's what the new formula is for. It's more liquidy. It's not going to dry up and gunk up on you.
You know the comparison that I made an agreement on with some random person that was walking by for the consistency of like something that had either been dried out or like the older formula for it was like if it's been sitting out for too long, it turns into Alfredo sauce that you broke the cheese with. You know what I'm saying? Like how when you put too much Parmesan cheese in and it gets like grainy and like it's still Alfredo, it's still like creamy, but it's like grainy almost. Yeah. I always thought that was I thought that was a great comparison that they came up with. And I was like, I'm gonna use
you
that.
Always speaking in food comparisons, like food.
Yes.
Yeah. Why not, right?
Obviously. What is life about? Food.
You have to sustain your body in order to live, okay?
So I
tell us about yours.
also did a demo at the same time as Ryan.
Yeah, I couldn't see anything what you were doing. You were on the wheel, that's all I know.
I was on the wheel. I think I threw like 5 pots. It was a 2-hour demo, which I wasn't. I mean, did I know it was 2 hours before I arrived at NCECA? No. Was it fine? Absolutely. But I'm typically prepared for like 1.5 hours, like pretty easy. But I only saw one bag of clay, and I knew that I could fly through that in like no time flat. I like to do bigger stuff when I'm demoing, typically, which is ironic because I mostly only make small stuff. But I asked everybody, I was like, what do you guys want to see? What's, what are you curious about? And somebody said speed, so we went through my demo of how to kind of like speed up certain parts of your throwing. And then I did the bowl demo that I always do, where I always like try and make it even wider and wider and wider and like flatter and flatter. And
With a
And
narrow base.
with a narrow
Like
base.
as narrow a base is what seems
Yeah.
to make sense.
And I did all of this, and that bull was probably like 10 pounds. And I did all of this on the Speedball Artista that was on like bed risers. And
It had the like legs that attached to it.
yeah,
with the
and I've
base,
never
but-
thrown big pieces on that wheel, and I was actually kind of looking forward to like throwing really large pieces on it. And it was great. It was fine. I mean, like, it obviously struggled a little. Like, it's not a perfect wheel, but like, and especially being on the bed risers.
I was gonna say on the bed risers, I'm sure.
How
like,
much clay
the
was it
extra
that
weight.
you were using?
What?
How much clay was it estimated?
The
you
first
think?
one was like probably 9 to 10 pounds, and the second was probably 12 to 13.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And so,
Yeah, that's more than most people probably need.
and then I threw like this tall cylinder thing that looked awful, and then I threw another bowl that was giant. That was the 13 to 14 pound one, and it's probably 15 inches wide after being dry. So it was probably 17 inches wide when it was wet. And I like put the tiniest spout on it that I would put on like a mixing bowl, and it is not proportional at all. and then I was like, well, I've never used the new formula, so I'm gonna just throw some underglazes in here. And I did a gradient of pink to purple, pink being in the middle, all the way up to purple, and just kind of like grab some of the colors that I knew and have used, and then I spritzed in yellow at the end, and have decided. Oh, and then somebody was talking, and I was like, damn, that's big. Like, that could be a sink. And I was like, I'm going to make this a sink. And so then I cut a hole in the bottom. and it's now, I'm going to use it as a sink in my van, and I'm going to put it in a 5-gallon bucket. And I don't know how it's going to work, and I am almost positive that it will break at some point. But we are driving it back.
Yeah.
It's still alive, we think.
I believe.
I think so. I haven't heard any cracking. It looks
We
like it's still
did,
around.
yeah.
Knock on wood.
We did find somebody locally that was like, if you want to fire it at my place, we totally can. But we were like, well, we'll see how it fits in the van if we can fit it in.
Every time we go around a sharp turn, we say, "Sorry, bull."
Sorry, bull. And I had a really big moment with braking, maybe like an hour and a half ago. So that was. I think that's why, because it's back there and I couldn't like brake really fast,
Yeah.
and so I was just braking in the middle of intersections.
So drive like you have a big bowl in the back of your vehicle.
Yeah. So, yeah, it turned out so cool, and it was fun to see people like walk by and just like look in it and then walk away. Like, whoa, and then walk away. I'm really excited about it, and I trimmed it yesterday because I knew that I was going to take it, and I trimmed it yesterday, and I used one of the new Mud Tools trimming knives that they've got, the new ones. It works fantabulously. It was funny because Megan, who works at Speedball, I was like, do you have any trimming tools? Because I don't want to buy one if I don't have to. And she's like, oh yeah, I do. And she pulls out this like tiny little loop tool.
Like a 1/2-inch loop tool.
Yeah, like a 1/2-inch loop tool. And it's like, that's not gonna work. I'm like, nope.
That's
can't
like a
do
pet
that.
peeve of mine, is seeing somebody trim a very big piece with a tiny loop tool.
I know. Yeah, I was like, nope, not gonna work.
That would have been very
And
funny.
and so Kelly actually wanted to get one of the mud tools, like the fancy knives. They're like $60, or Mud Tools, fancy knives, and they were like $60. So I took her card over there and bought one. And it was lovely to trim with. It was great. And what was funny about it is that they don't actually, so Speedball doesn't actually have a 16-inch bat, but I needed to trim it. And so I sat it on a piece of square foam on top of a 14-inch bat.
square foam.
Like
I
a
was wondering how
like
you did
a
that.
big 2 foot by 2 foot square foam piece.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's what I saw. I saw the foam around. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
somebody had done like
So that worked okay?
like
Yeah,
side
and
pieces.
so I like sat. I didn't. Well, you can't sit when you're trimming like that.
I mean, it's pretty
So-
good for the rim too, right? The rim would have been.
Yeah, and so I sat it on there, and I stood up and trimmed it while the square was circling.
Oh, that would have been too much for me.
I've trimmed like that because I've never really had a big enough bat for like really big bowls,
Uh-huh.
and I've trimmed them on cardboard squares
Oh,
before.
Really?
Yeah, I mean you don't have to worry about them flinging off at some point. At one point, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but yeah, I'm really excited to get Ryan's gonna bisque the bowl, and then I'll glaze it when we come back. When I come back, and yeah, should be good.
Sick.
Yeah.
Jessica, what were you doing around the conference a couple of days? I know we were busy demoing and stuff. What were you excited to like see or prioritize?
I always like to do a little bit of everything. So I did some talks. I walked around the exhibit hall. I met up with people that I wanted to see and say hi to. Are we going into Friday now, or does it?
We could, yeah. Just in general, because I mean, a lot of what we've talked about thus far has been the demos and stuff that we were.
Yeah.
working
So
on.
like I don't.
But as somebody that didn't have commitments like that you had a little more freedom to choose your schedule, so to
Yeah,
speak.
I like to just do a mix. And then I also ended up volunteering to help in Sula's booth Friday afternoon. That
Nice.
took out a lot of Friday actually, but it was really fun. And I've sold at markets before, and I've worked in exhibit halls in the past, so I was comfortable there and was slinging bags and apparel for a couple hours.
Nice.
And you got some goodies to
Yes.
claim for.
It's pretty cool that you were able to do that like on the spot almost.
Yeah.
Because he kind of had a call for help, and
Yeah.
then there was an email mix-up situation with spam folders and things like that. But it was nice that he was like, hey, yeah, if you're willing to help me out, that'd be.
Yeah, I messaged
Appreciate
him earlier, and I think that I don't know if he's. I don't know if it would have like. I have a rapport with him, so I messaged him and I was like, "Hey, I got a friend that wants to volunteer." And he was like, "God, that would be so helpful." So,
I would love that.
yeah, they were pretty slammed, and of course he was talking to everybody. He wasn't actually working; he was just chatting.
Yeah, the other people coming to take photos with him. Like
Yeah.
I took a bunch of photos for him.
Yeah,
With a bunch of people, and
That was their first time there, so.
yeah. Their debut, NCECA debut.
and they had some. It was the last couple hours of the conference, and so they were discounting everything.
Oh, that's what you were working.
So like everything was going on sale, and people were coming, buying like usually at least 2 bags because there were 2 for $50.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
Because they're normally like 40 or 45.
the retail's 60 for
60?
one. Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
There's 2 for $50.
yeah.
That was a
Whoa.
great deal.
That was a great fucking deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad that I hope that they were really successful at their debut, because like I just walked by their booth and I just seemed like they were always busy every time I saw them, and
Yeah.
like I really liked their banner. I thought their setup of the booth was great.
What did it say?
It said, "Hey NCECA," or no, what did it say?
It said, "Hey, NCECA, where's Sulo?"
Yeah. Hey NCECA, we're Sula. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I usually just like to go with the flow, and I picked out some talks I wanted to go to, but I didn't go to all of them. On Friday, I did the podcast talks, so the Glaze Doctors, and
That was the for Flux Inc.
yeah, and then Resources for Your Business by podcast. What is it called again?
Yeah, what is
It's
it?
something about wheel.
Oh, Wheel Talk, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're alright.
They're all right.
And I snuck away and went out to lunch by myself, which was really nice because traveling with a whole group of people, being at a conference, there's little time to just
toilet, I guess.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So, do you guys want to talk about, since you were both at the talk we did, well, I guess everybody will hear about it. So do we need
They
to...
probably won't hear it by the time this is out. I have a feeling this is probably going to come out beforehand, depending on when Ben sends us the files.
Okay.
So
do you want to,
this
like...
might be a little preface to...
Do you want to talk about what we talked about, I suppose, since you guys were listening and we were talking and I don't remember anything we said?
That's fair. Do you want to go first, Jess, or?
You can go first. Unless you want me to.
It doesn't matter. We can like riff
Start.
off each
You
other.
You start. I just don't know if you were eating or something.
Oh no, I mean, yeah, I was having some munchos, but you know, classic. I think the thing that there were a couple things that I thought were important that you guys had talked about, and it was a lot about like, what do you use the certain things for, like specifically NCECA. What are you using NCECA for? Are you using it to like learn technique? Are you here to network? Are you here for like sponsorship opportunities? Like, what are you here to do? And I think that that's like a really important mind frame to be in, because last year it was really important for me to like go to different demos and like go to the different talks, and I wanted to hear like how like people's journeys of how they started in ceramics, and like because it like I was still in the beginning phases of my journey, and I still am, but you know, like a little bit more established as the year had gone on. And last year I thought it was important to see every single lecture that I could possibly fit in one day. Yeah. And then I still networked, but then I was just like so like miserably tired every single day from all the information and the performance of like being on when you're networking and like meeting people. And
see, I would think that would be the opposite compared to this year with the draining. Like sitting in a lecture seems like it would be less. Well, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you watch a lecture.
Yeah,
how you absorb information versus just socializing a lot of the day.
Last year we took like Emily and I took like a lot of notes. Like it was just very like classroom style learning for us. So like for me that fills my brain really quickly, and I have a lower capacity to do other things later on in the day. So I'm glad that you guys pointed that out, because I think for somebody who, like the students that were in the front section, they needed to hear that. They were like eating your guys' stuff up too.
Oh yeah,
there were a few students in there that well, not a few. There were, I guess, a lot of students, because we got a couple questions from students. Mm-hmm. That I was like, I wonder if they listened, because I assumed that a lot of the listeners were people that were already in their business. Maybe they're like out of college for a few years. Maybe they're doing it on the side, or they've been doing it.
Yeah.
I'm curious if that's a common group of folks that are already listening to.
Yeah.
Another thing you guys talked about was using other peers as resources, and how to reach out to somebody, and the etiquette around that.
Yeah.
And when you need to have a conversation with somebody versus when you can research it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially like the idea that the comparison that you had said about, as a freshman you want to be friends with the senior because they're so cool and they got it. It seems like they've got it together, and then in reality it's like the senior is probably gonna be nice to you, but they're not gonna like be like all up in with you and your business. You gotta find the other freshmen, find the other people that are on the same page in your journey, and grow together, and then still be nice to people and help them throughout their journey too. But like it's best to find people who are in the same boat, same situations. So that way, like you guys can help each other more.
Yeah, because it's like an evolution, right? Through life, and
keep going.
Oh, and I think that we always feel like we're gonna miss out if we don't talk to those like fancy people and the really famous people. But if you just learn and grow like with the people around you, you eventually become those people.
And if I was thinking about this later, when you're starting out and you're trying to ask for advice from somebody else who maybe was starting out 10 years ago, what worked for them then probably has nothing to do with the current climate and
Nope.
might not be applicable anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, yeah, when I was starting out, I had a house and I had a roommate, but I had it was totally different. Like, you can't even buy a house now.
Yeah, you can't be like, oh, well, you need to set up your home studio. And they're like,
Yeah.
well, I
Can't.
can't do that. Now what?
Yeah, it's like, I had a house that my mortgage was $1,200. Like, that's nothing comparatively right now,
Yeah, I wonder if to a point some of those stories of it's just sharing, here's how I did it. I don't know that it's necessarily prescribing this is how you should do it,
Yeah.
but some of those stories are like, how useful can they be?
Yeah.
Because it feels like a lot of them are pretty comparable, but also everybody has to figure it out for themselves. You can't tell them this is how you need to do it because everybody's personalities are different, what they're willing to do and what they want to do and what they have access to and where they physically are located, and all of that has to be factored into the best
Right.
and where they're at in their life, and it's just so different one to the next. And to say, how would you grow your Instagram or how would you find customers is so different.
Yeah, like, we were growing our Instagrams when it was literally just coming out. Like, I had a freaking Tumblr in college. Like, nobody even knows what Tumblr is now.
Mm-hmm. I know what Tumblr is.
You know?
Yeah, I was on Tumblr.
You were very into Tumblr, weren't you, Erica?
Yeah.
At a point.
You're a nerd, too, so...
I was also like a huge Doctor Who person. And okay. You get the vibe.
You're the exception. But you're also almost 30. You're like...
I'm 28, yeah.
Yeah, you're not that much younger than us.
No,
you know?
we were talking earlier about like how I was the youngest person on this trip. I'm like, maybe by like a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like you're talking to like fresh out of college and they're like, what's a cassette tape?
Yeah, like what's a
Like-
job? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I had some college students come up to me. Well, one wasn't a college student. One was past college, and the other was like in-ish around college, I think. And one was moving down to Asheville.
North Carolina.
That's what I meant. Asheville, North Carolina.
Cool.
And she was like, or they were like, I am just taking the plunge. And they were like, what's your, wow, look at all those.
That's pretty.
They were like, what would you recommend? Like, is there something that you wouldn't do or something you would do? And I was like, don't be ashamed of getting a second job.
Yeah, for real.
Like, I think that, and I would have never told you that back when I was that age, but in this climate, I don't think you can be ashamed of it.
No. And there's no shame in like having income.
Oh, no,
Period.
not at all.
Like,
No.
who cares?
Also,
Just,
you don't have to just do one thing for 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, do what you like. I mean, like, but if your goal is to become a certain thing full time, put like time caps on like second jobs or whatever, so that you can work towards a goal, so you're not becoming complacent. But yeah, and then the other one was like really struggling with the fact that they feel I don't know how they identify, but they feel like it's just so not genuine on Instagram, and they don't know how to sell their work, and they were shy. You can tell they were shy, and I was like, you gotta
Like, they just can't do what everybody else does.
right, and I was like, you just gotta be yourself. Like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
And like that's so hard to tell somebody, because people tell me that kind of shit all the time, and I'm like, okay.
That's not helpful.
So like, what do I do?
Also, like, the other thing is that I get that Instagram is a great tool and like it is great for like being connected with the community.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if it doesn't work for you and yours,
It doesn't work for you.
It doesn't work. I mean, look at Emily. She's talking about deleting her Instagram because she's like, I hate Instagram. And she's like, I'm happy just doing my consignment orders, my wholesale orders, and my markets, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, if you're good enough, if that's good enough for you, like that's amazing. Like I'm so proud of you for figuring that out. And like I think a lot of people would be too scared to say, I don't want to be on Instagram. I don't want to put my work on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or I want it to just be my own personal life on Instagram. I don't want to like. My identity can't be tied with my pottery. Like it depends on like what kind of boundaries you want to have in your life. But
Yeah.
it's not completely reliant on social media. People made it work before Instagram was even a thing, so you can do it.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, typically the people that you see at shows don't even know you have an Instagram.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think I did tell her at the beginning, or them at the beginning, it's like, so just delete Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need to have it, you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's this lady that I am fully obsessed with, who makes like animal whistles. And by animal whistles, I mean like caricature animal that are also
Like whistles that look like animals.
Yeah, exactly. And so I have 2 rat whistles that I got from her, and I love them so much, but she has no social media, she has no website, she has nothing. She sells like once or twice a year at the Cincinnati Clay Alliance events, and that's the only time I ever get to see her out. And like I have her email now, and like I need to reach out to her because I wanted to just like say that I talked about her a lot this week because we talked a lot about figurines, and I just love her. I love her to death, and she has no online presence at all. But
Her
yeah,
name's Norma Seto, I believe.
yeah, shout out to Norma. Love her. She's so nice too. Like, I mean, obviously everybody's nice, but you know, like, it's
Everybody
just
is nice, and at the same time, everybody's an asshole.
that's correct. Yeah, yeah, for real. But like, she doesn't even have a website, and I'm still like so obsessed with her that I took a picture of her business card and it is in my favorites folder on my phone. Like,
This is why I said Ashland, by the way.
Ashland,
Oh.
Kentucky. I think we're taking a different route than we did before.
We're not.
we keep going back and forth over like the river.
Because we didn't go through Ashland last time.
We
We
did
went
it?
through Ohio.
Oh.
So we're in Kentucky.
Huzzah!
We didn't even
It
hit.
seems like it's a little bit shorter.
We didn't even hit Ohio.
That's kind of
Huzzah!
weird.
Because we're not be anywhere near the Mothman Museum.
Aww.
This is very industrial.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, this is way more industrial than I remember the drive.
I love
so.
industrial areas.
Yeah, me too.
I think it's funny that industrial areas are like the things that ruin the environment, but they're like my favorite things to look at.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I'll agree with that. That's an
I
interesting
mean,
thing.
like those big chimneys.
Smokestacks? Yeah.
Yeah.
The big ones. Those are so fucking cool to me.
Oh, like the nuclear plant.
Yeah, the
style
nuclear
ones?
plant ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are interesting.
Or the mill plant ones, like the big ones. Yeah, those are fucking awesome.
There's some in Toledo that you drive by if you go from Cleveland to Toledo on the turnpike. You can see those, and I like looking at them because they're out onto the lake, so you can see those big smokestacks.
You
They're
know,
really interesting to look
There's
at.
some by Evansville, by Chris's house.
Did you know the nuclear plant has to be by water?
I'd have, yeah, to cool off the reactors. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think I knew the water had to be a resource to keep it relatively manageable.
So like, there's not a lot on the West Coast because there's way more water here.
Yeah, because of the Great Lakes
Yeah.
and the Ohio River. I'm sure there's also plants on the Mississippi River too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that tracks.
Baby Andrew works at nuclear plants.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, good for him.
He's a safety tech person. He makes sure everybody's doing their job right.
That's really cool.
And he's so fucking smart, and he like does all the things. He only works for 3 months out of the year.
Oh,
Wow.
speaking of factory stuff, I went up to Advancer, and I was just like, Saint-Gobain! And I didn't think they were, I think they were not expecting anybody to know the parent factory company of them. And they were like, okay!
Did you talk to them about how you knew that name?
Yeah, I was just like, my brother-in-law works for you in, like, Cleveland, and he also gets flown out to Rhode Island to, like, work on the aerospace stuff. Like, he's part of, like, the machinery stuff, like, all the plants, whatever. He's, like, a guy. And they're like, what's his name? I'm like, Kyle Rosebrock. He's great. You would love him if you haven't already met him. He's such, like, a bro. Like a bros bro. He's, like, the captain of his beer hockey league, and, like,
Oh, wow.
he just, like, he's, like, a good guy. But,
I feel like Malcolm is exactly opposite of that.
oh, really?
Well, the one guy, John, did work for Saint-Gobain.
Yeah, John.
On the
John,
right-hand
however,
side, he
does seem like a.
I can't remember where he was from. He was from somewhere up in the East Coast, I think, Rochester or something like that, or I don't remember. But
When I went over there were a bunch of dudes in button-down shirts, and there were two of them that had the Saint-Gobain logo embroidered on their shirt, and I was like, they'll know what I'm talking about. So I immediately, like, made eye contact with them, and I was just like, I work with Ryan, like, we love your shelves, thank you so much for being awesome all the time, like, you guys are the best, and, like, also love Saint-Gobain, like, we love all that, like, great family to work for, like, great, like, parent company to work for. So
We should probably talk about L&L.
we
Oh.
should.
heck yeah, we should.
Yeah, we saw.
We're trying to sneak this in a different part of the.
Hour and 45 minutes in.
Yeah, we're baby.
In the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we stopped by the L&L booth, saw Dimitri, saw Steven, Denise, and
What's is
his
it?
wife's name.
It's a 3-letter word, isn't it? Is it Lynn? I don't know.
I can't remember.
Dimitri's mom.
Mrs.
Dimitri's
L&L.
Mrs. L&L. Anyway, we'll get it someday. We're very freaking excited. Well, Becca's very freaking excited. I know Ryan is too, but Becca's like to the point of
Yeah,
like,
Becca's been asking for this for years. So
I am so stinking excited to officially tell everybody that L&L is coming out with I know they're calling it a test kiln, but it's a travel kiln. So, a very tiny, small kiln that is 8 inches by 8 inches by 9 inches. So
not
that's
that tiny.
not that tiny because, you know, it's double the size of the other kilns that are made by the company that rhymes with Crut. And
Not even a word.
I don't know. And
But it rhymes with it.
but it rhymes with it.
Spud.
No, I used that one already.
Oh. Sorry.
What about I'd use butt too, I think.
Oh, bud.
It's fine.
King Tut.
and very, very excited about it. And me and Ryan will both be getting one, so we can tell you all about the cool things. But we were talking about them about, you know, if it needs a people or if it doesn't. I don't think it does. So I think they're going to take the people out of it. What's really freaking cool about it is that it actually has a separate controller box, and it is a Genesis controller. So the other aforementioned kiln only has a 3-button controller, and this means that you can actually control the cooldown in the tiny kiln. And that means that, like, if you need to do something, like, for instance, when I was just firing some pinch pots with obsidian and I was using stroking coat, it was a little bit harder for the stroking coat to turn out in the little kiln because it was cooling down so fast, and I needed it to maybe hold a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah, it was a noticeable difference in the glaze from like a bigger kiln to like that kiln. So having the Genesis controller really can help with evening out the firing and everything like that. And it's
You can plug it up in a regular outlet.
you can plug it in a regular outlet. And
That's the main thing Becca was asking for. Is
That's the main
it's gotta be going in a regular outlet. So
And
that it's more
so I was talking to Steven, and he said that he said that they were considering doing an 1800 watt, which would be a 15 volt plug, but instead they went with a 12.5 volt plug, and that is actually a 1500 watt. So you should be able to put that on literally any circuit. Like, because I mean, I've plugged mine into like extension cords, and it's actually tripped breakers before, just from like different things. But you should never have an issue with this one. It goes to cone 10, and it might hit cone 10 a little bit. I don't know, like 5 hours.
Yeah, they were talking about the time. They already did one test or something so far.
A couple. They've done a couple. Look at that, huh?
A couple tests.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it does cone 10, and they're thinking about putting in the element so it's recessed back into the brick.
The thermocouple.
That's what I meant. The thermocouple back into the brick, and yeah. So, and also the box, the Olympic box, it can
Olympic box?
No.
Genesis box.
Genesis box. God damn it!
We just figured out that I follow up, and I'm the like proofreading spell check for Becca in her everyday life, apparently, when we're together in person.
Anyway, so the Genesis box, it unplugs from the kiln itself, and so you can move them separately.
Nice.
You don't have to move them together.
Oh, that's so nice.
And I assume that you could probably fit it inside the kiln itself if you needed to like transport it, like all the time, like I will. But I'm an oddity in the fact that I will be moving it all the time. But
So did they start taking pre-orders officially?
I think they started taking pre-orders.
Time frame.
They're hoping to get them out by May, June. Start getting them going by May, June.
Oh, water drippies.
Oh my gosh.
So
Yeah,
pretty.
so we're very, 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 very excited about it, and yeah.
I'm sure you could find out more information on their website.
Yes, and they have like they had a one sheet. Maybe we should take a picture. You have the sheet.
I posted it to stories, but
Okay.
maybe we should put it. Maybe I can take it and put it on Instagram with our photos with L&L.
Maybe in a highlight. That'd be good.
I was just gonna put it on our feed.
Oh, that works too. So yeah, so keep a lookout for that, and I feel like we should all sing the song.
Hotkilns.com. I sang that at the staff, and they just kind of looked at me. I was like, I hope you liked it.
And I finally got to tell Dimitri that the reason that it's at that pitch is because of Jim Gaffigan's Hot Pocket skit, where he goes, "Hot Pockets," because that's all I could think of when we were talking about hot kilns. So, yep.
Yeah, that was a good time.
That's solid.
So yeah, that happened. And did you talk to Diamond Core? Did you have any fun things to say about Diamond Core?
So I was running around. I was stressed at the end of Thursday because I was like, I didn't get to all these businesses that I wanted to hit, because I mean, Becca mentioned this earlier, but it felt like it was a work trip and we were in work mode most of the time. So I wanted to make sure to, have some FaceTime with all the different companies, and I had a whole list of people I didn't see Thursday, so made sure to hit those on Friday. So we kind of went in Friday morning, slept in a little bit, and then made sure to hit the Sula booth, the Advancer, see those folks. Saw Diamond Core at the very end of the day. We talked to Mud Tools. We talked to Bluebird with Jordan at Bluebird.
We're gonna have a podcast with Jordan in the future.
Yeah.
Where's Bluebird?
Bluebird's who took over the Solner products, most of them, all the wheels and stuff, and he bought out Bluebird. They're in Colorado, and
We met. I don't know. Did we first first meet him at ClayCon West?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I first met him at NCECA, but
last year?
yeah, he was there last year, but he was with Queen City Clay, and
because Queen City had a Bluebird wheel.
he was like right at the end, and so yeah. And what's really cool about Bluebird is that he's in metal like machinery stuff, so he's got a deal where you can spray it any color you want.
That's so sick.
He'll make it any color you want.
That's
You're talking about the wheel.
The wheel, the slab table, anything that they make, he'll make them. I think he'll make them any color you want.
I actually didn't get over to his booth to see that table y'all were talking about.
It is so cool. He's got a He's got a new slab like wedging table that is absolutely gorgeous. It weighs like 150 pounds without the table top inside of it.
Really?
And yeah, it's like sturdy AF.
Wow.
I saw it before like he released it because of Joe. He was texting Joe. But if you pour concrete in it, it's like solid.
Oh, so it's just like a hollow shell.
It's a hollow shell that you can put whatever you want into it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's sick.
And it also has like spots where you can hook on like a pug mill to it. It's got like an accessory table to it, and they make pug mills, and it's a little bit. I would say that you're gonna spend a little bit more money for these, but I think because of his background, it's just never gonna not work. If that makes sense.
For the tabletop portion, do you like what are the cavity? Not to like ask you product questions, but like was the product like the cavities up at the top for the tabletop? Could you put like plaster in there?
Yeah,
that would be so great.
But you could put concrete in there and it'd be better.
Yeah, but I'm thinking like for like a reclaimed table too.
Yeah, but you can put concrete in there and it'd be better.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I always think of plaster. That's the only thing I like. Mindset frame.
Yeah, yeah, you can put whatever you want into it.
That's so sick.
You can do wood, you can do plaster, you can do concrete.
Wow.
And so, yeah, and their color is green, and it's a really fucking good green too.
Nice.
So,
very nice.
But yeah.
Well, we should have plenty to talk to Jordan about.
Yeah, for sure. They live like 30 minutes north of my parents. So when I go out to visit my parents, I'm gonna go and see the shop and everything.
Oh.
So, and he does not have a background in clay, like at all.
Interesting.
So he's like learning a lot, and
That's cool.
and it's really been cool. And I like it because he's like, I think that a lot of clay people are like, no, it has to be this way because that's how it's always been done. And he's like, no, it doesn't. You know. So
Good for him. That's amazing.
So anyway, that's our Bluebird plug.
Is there anything that like stuck out about Richmond or the conference different than last year, or the city? Had any of you ever been to Richmond before?
No.
No.
I don't know if it's just because maybe last year versus this year, like only having one NCECA to like and one clay conference to like base it off of. Yeah, thank you. There were a lot of students, like way a lot more like young people than it was last year, in my opinion. Like, and by students I mean like high school students.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we checked in Thursday, when Emily and I checked in Thursday, it was like high school field trip buses had came in and dropped them off.
Oh, wow.
There were so many kids.
Oh, one thing I did hear, that maybe this is a little random, but somebody from NCECA came to the Sula booth when I was in there, and she said they were only 150 people away from having the highest attendance ever.
Really?
Wow.
Did they say what the highest attendant one was?
6,000 something.
Wow.
That's
Forget the
incredible.
exact number.
Or like where?
Wild.
Like where that?
Oh,
was?
where? Oh, shoot.
6,000.
I believe
So
it though.
if folks out there are wondering how big it is, 6,000.
Yeah.
I hope I remembered that
That's
right.
crazy.
I
think
trust
that
you.
sounds right.
I trust you.
I feel like the conference center was smaller. Oops, sorry.
Well,
sorry,
I didn't
Bull.
have to walk as much, I found.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I feel like the conference center was
Except
like.
to get to the podcast room. That
That was the farthest.
That was a trek.
Oh, yeah, that was a trek. I felt like, okay, so I felt like the actual, like, what is it? The vendor hall was
Racehorse
smaller.
Hall,
Yep.
Vendor Hall,
Oh,
yeah.
It just
totally
felt
was.
so cramped, and also I just felt like I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
I agree.
I like the way that their layout is when it has it like split into 2 buildings and like getting over into that building while still staying within the security checkpoint. That was interesting to navigate. Like,
Yeah, security fucking sucked.
But
yeah.
they were quick.
They were
That always
quick.
sucks, though.
They were
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if they had like 2 separate security entrances.
They
'cause
should have.
we were in a line that was probably 300 people long.
That's what they did last year too. Is like they
Yeah.
funneled everybody through one door, and it's like no, they need to have multiple entries.
Yeah. But yeah, I just felt like I was like running around with my head cut off
Yeah.
at the beginning, and I didn't feel that way last year.
Yeah. Last
So-
year was more chaotic for me. I feel like I had like a way more enjoyable experience here.
This year,
And the other thing I think what also contributed to that is like home field advantage is great when you like want to sleep in your own bed and stuff. But because it was home field advantage, I mean Ryan had like his friends come over and like there were like little moments where I felt like I was giving a lot of advice about Cincinnati out
Yeah.
and like trying to provide lists for people of like different restaurants to go to or bars to try or like areas to stay in and
I
like
think some of that's being proud of your city too, because I was
Yeah.
feeling that last year. But I also
Yeah.
like wanted to have people to have a great experience
Yeah.
of the city, so I was representing the city in a way.
oh yeah and like
so it was like I was kind of hosting it in a way,
yeah and
in
like
some small part.
it was fun to like share that part of our lives with people, but it was just also just like very draining, whereas like everybody in our group is new to the Richmond, Virginia area, so we all got to experience the same thing at the same time, which I thought was
yeah,
good.
that was nice. Parking was interesting.
Parking was interesting.
Me and Ryan went around the block 3 times. Well, it felt like 3 times to find the right parking.
Jessica probably fucking hated it.
Yeah, Jessica's like, I'm getting out of the
Well,
car.
they're just like the very last few minutes. I was like, if we have a red light and it was right in front of the conference center, I'm gonna get out.
She's gonna dive out.
And it's funny because me and Ryan are not similar in a lot of ways, but what we are very similar in is our anxiety when it comes to paying for parking.
Because I remember the day before seeing an $8 parking sign,
And so we had to find it.
and we also strolled in at about 10:15 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we probably shouldn't have expected to find the best options.
Yeah.
But we made it. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was good. I do feel like, well, we were talking about some people, we were talking to some people last night saying that they felt like they drove a lot more this year than last year.
Yeah, some of the pop-ups were kind of spread out.
Spread out.
Maybe it's just not being familiar with the area, and
True.
like distance-wise, it probably wasn't that far.
Right. I mean, we didn't drive more than 3 miles, I feel like. But
It was just kind of clustered with
yeah,
the traffic.
but it took a while
things
to
like
get
that.
to places. Yeah.
And it's not like grid pattern. It was a little. And there was a waterway going through, so that was a little broken up. But
Yeah, and the weirdest exits and entrances to freeways and highways I've ever seen.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of like random like additions
Turns.
of bike paths too, like
Yeah.
that one getting over the bridge, that one furthest lane turns into a random bike lane at one point.
Yeah.
It's like, why on almost like a freeway style road do you need a bike path?
Yeah.
it was very pretty, though. I think I want to come back
I agree.
to Richmond, separate from the conference, to
Yeah.
visit and see what's going on.
I would not want to drive in that town with my van.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's
Not on
clearly
the
an
cobblestone
old-
street,
Yeah,
but-
It
No.
is
it's
clearly an old city. Yeah.
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 I feel like the drive to the Ridgebrow from the other direction last night
Yeah.
was like the coolest area that I saw.
Yeah.
Besides the homes on that like Monument Avenue, I think.
Yeah, there was like cobblestones.
It was really cool and industrial.
And like industrial. It was awful to drive on.
Yeah. Thank God you didn't have your van. Like, because you
And
would have had
parking
stuff
probably did.
everywhere.
Where did you end up having to park though? Was parking pretty shitty as it seemed?
No. I just parked up just right around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it wasn't bad at all. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about if I had accidentally gotten onto that road of the cobblestones, it probably would have taken me 5 minutes just get down to it. Just get a block down the way.
In the van.
Oh
You were in
shit!
your van.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
These
Lane
guys just don't know what they're doing.
I think is this the AA highway? I think this might be.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
less than 2 hours.
We're on Kentucky 7.
Yeah, I don't know if that's AA. I think they have a few little passing shoulder lanes as you're going on here.
Oh, I see. Oh,
Every
yeah.
few miles or whatever.
Well, it's
they'll
on
have
the
that, so-
uphills, not the downhills.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I do wish we had one more day either before or after.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah. Would you rather it be before or after? Because I feel like at the end I'd want to get home.
I know, I don't know.
Because I feel like how much can you enjoy the town and stuff?
I guess before. Are the galleries open before? Like
Yeah.
the day before?
I think so. I mean, Wednesday galleries would definitely be open.
Yeah, I guess that could be cool to do some galleries on Wednesday.
Yeah, we were talking about, like, maybe not going to the actual conference on Wednesday, but, like, going to the galleries.
Yeah.
In the morning, at least, yeah.
I enjoy the opening ceremony thing, but that's
Did you attend it last year?
Yeah.
What was it like? Because I didn't go to either the opening nor the closing last year.
So I didn't go to this year. I just went to the Cincinnati one, and they did like some stuff of the history, and I think AFTAB was there.
Oh, the mayor.
and,
Which is the
Mayor of
the
Cincinnati.
Mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And he talked about how happy he was when NCECA was there, and then they had a presentation by somebody that was really awesome.
Okay, so it's like an NCECA welcome as well as city
and then
welcome.
Yeah, and then a keynote speaker.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Huh.
Yeah, we didn't attend. I don't think anybody in the group attended any of the opening, closing ceremony. Closing
Just like a
was
Pringle.
while we were on the road, obviously.
Like a better print.
And we found out the Detroit news.
Huzzah, Detroit!
Hooray. I'm so excited about it. Like, what a relief. Is this what it feels like when other people have like conferences that are announced close to them? They're like, oh, thank God.
I don't know. But I was sure it was going to be in
Unless
Texas.
you're a pottery
Really?
studio owner, you might be like, oh shit.
Most
Yeah.
of those people probably know.
I bet you they
I
were
would
part of the
think.
bid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of in the loop, and then they're kind of like hush hush about it.
Yeah.
At least that's how it was in Cincinnati.
Well, like,
You knew?
Yeah.
Well, don't they always have like the main studios that are attached to the conference that like provide a lot of the like
Yeah.
support?
Support, yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense that they have
Yeah,
to
I
have
mean,
those
it takes
people
so many
signed
people
on.
to help coordinate it and plan it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told that the Cincinnati one was announced like pretty last minute, and people were kind of scrambling, but that could be who I talked to.
You're talking about when when it was first supposed to be in Cincinnati before it got rescheduled?
I don't know.
Because Richmond was 2020, Cincinnati was supposed to be 2021, and then it got rescheduled. So maybe it was the first one, kind of last minute. I don't know. It was one of those things where you kind of, there's supposed to be like featured people that are kind of like designated to show people around from NCECA when they come do the city view visits and show them around with like, here's these areas of town and here's how transportation is here and here's all the cool things and here's Brookwood pottery or this. So yeah, I'm curious how those different interactions go and that vetting process, or
Yeah.
how many cities are like legitimately considered before deciding.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
okay, it's your
Salt
turn.
Lake got it, so who even knows?
Yeah, you wonder what went into that.
Salt Lake doesn't even have a studio. Like a big studio.
Yeah, you said that the closest one's like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, at the college.
That's insane. I wonder what they're gonna do for like their support. Like, is there like other types of art galleries in the area, or not really?
I've heard that it's not very artsy, but I could be wrong.
Huh.
Like, I haven't been there in a minute, but
Yeah, but also you know a lot of people from Utah, and I feel like.
But let's say that all of my friends from Utah, when they found out that it was in Salt Lake, they were like, I'm sorry, what?
That's surprising.
Yeah. They were like, oh, okay.
Like that should be pretty telling of like the temperature for Salt Lake City for that.
Yeah. And I mean, like, it's got space and it's got bars and shit like that, I think, like, or like breweries and stuff. But like, as far as the art scene is involved with that, I don't think it's that hopping. Like, I maybe I should. I feel like
I'll be pleasantly surprised.
I hope so. I hope so. I want to be.
I mean, I don't really have the expectations to that level, but
yeah. Maybe I'll like go up there, like for 2 days before I go to my parents and like kind of
check it out,
scope it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I've never been there either, so
an informational visit.
I know the Tilted Kiln was gonna try and do like a show and stuff.
That's
Not in St. George, but in Salt Lake.
like on behalf of they're gonna like sponsor a spot or
or something like that. Yeah,
that's great.
Okay.
I was in Salt Lake, but it was for a different conference.
How did you feel about it?
It was fine. I want to say that
Was
there
it
was
similar time of year or?
No, it was in the fall.
Okay.
That conference is in like November, October. But I remember there was a cool planetarium there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, by the conference center.
That's cool.
Love that. These rock formations are beautiful in this area. Jeez Louise.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
Is it? I know it's fresh, but is there anything anybody's going home to start doing or excited to get back to from the conference? Or are you just get invigorated to do something, even if you didn't learn it at the conference? Just like, yeah.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty stoked to get the new formula of Speedball
Hell yeah.
since I've used it now.
Yeah, I got 3 bottles I'm bringing back.
So excited.
That we'll have to try out some more and maybe
I know.
you all do some.
It feels like
I mean, I'm sure Erica's gonna be more excited because she's gonna actually be the one using it. But
I'm really looking forward to it. Like, like that, like little tiny bit that we got from that new formula. Like, I'm just like over the moon excited about it.
yeah, I feel like I feel like I want to like make all the other underglazes that I have like sprinkles.
Oh.
And then just get the new formula.
Yeah.
But not because I don't like the old formula. I do, and I've mixed colors with it, and I've made it work for me because, like, you know, I feel like every time you start using a product, it's like there's a learning curve, right?
Yeah.
And there's moments where you're like, I fucking hate this. And then there's moments where like, yes, this is great.
and if you can skip that, I fucking hate this part.
Yeah.
Why would you not skip it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but also, like, we've become one, you know? Me and the old formula have figured it out,
Yeah.
and, like, we're working on it together, you know? Like...
We're going to
first-
relationship therapy.
Yeah.
And for some, the old formula could be better if you're like
If you're,
doing
like,
screen
thicker.
printing with it or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know about Heidi. I don't know if she had any comparisons about the old formula, new formula comparison, because if it's too
Yeah.
watery and too liquidy, it's not good for screen printing.
Oh,
I should have asked her.
speaking of screen printing and not speaking of Speedball, but Amico came out with screen printing underglazes
Really?
this year. That was their new thing. So it's the same colors as, I don't know if they have all the colors, but it's the same colors as their velvets, but they're like a paste,
Wow.
like a straight paste.
That's really interesting.
So they were really cool. Yeah.
I'd love to pick Heidi's brain about the texture of the underglaze and like how that affects her production piece. of
Yeah.
it. Like, I should talk to her about that.
Well, and like Heidi's experience with it may be different than somebody else's just because of like her background and stuff. So
Yeah, does she like leave the lid off of it so that way it is a little bit thicker?
just put
eventually?
it in the microwave.
Yeah,
or,
like what's up?
But yeah, so I think I'm excited about that part.
I think I was excited talking to some folks about the soda firing, which is still pretty new to me.
Yeah.
Totally.
I was talking with Rich Brown a little bit about it. He did a soda fire. I don't know if it was part of his residency he did at Penland, but he was talking about it. They were doing cone 10, but it just gave me a little bit more confidence, feeling like I knew a little bit more what I was talking about. Even though I'm only 2 firings under my belt, but it just gave me more excitement going back to that, and whenever that next date is on the calendar. And I'm going to go to Isaac soon, so we're going to do a couple firings there. But
Right. When are you doing that?
early April, early mid-April.
Oh, that's coming up.
I got a brand new tool that I also sold to Hope, and should get a commission. No.
She should. You know what? She'll probably tag you on the post when she does it.
Probably.
When she reviews it.
So Mud Tools, I've been waiting for this to come out, honestly, like in the back of my mind kind of thing. So Mud Tools has the cutter, the wire cutter that looks like a half moon, and it has the handle, and you can cut, and it's great for like pug mills, or I'm going too fast. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're good. It's great for like pug mills and cutting things that are like you need a really sharp cut. Like I used to cut all of my sponge holders with them, and they came out with one that can fit over a block of clay, and it also can fit over cups and stuff. So when you cut it off,
2 handles on it.
and it's got 2 handles on it. So like if you have arthritis or anything like that, and you can't use a wire cutter, you can use it to cut under things.
Oh my god.
Man, I wish I knew about this.
What? You didn't know?
No.
Okay. Well. Oh shit.
Sorry, Sema.
Okay, well, I'm giving it to...
She says she's going to leave it with me.
I'm going to leave it with Ryan so he can try it on his...
Spoon rest.
Spoon
is what
rest.
She was saying.
Oh my god.
And because I think it would be great for spoon rest, because it's like, you're literally leaving no clay behind, because it's so close to the back, and it's such a sharp wire.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to see
Seems like it
that.
would be good for cutting off the block in consistent
Yeah,
weights, because I'm hearing everybody doesn't wedge their clay when they're out of the bag, but I'm like, how do you get like a bunch of 1 pound balls then? Because I'm always wire cutting, it's like crooked, and
Erica,
So
how do you do
I
that?
can help you do that anyway.
Just really quick, the way that I do it is like I just kind of have like a vision of how much clay, and I do like, I'd say like probably about a solid 3 to 4 inches down for a 1.5 pounds that I'm going to cut into quarters across the top. That's how and then I just kind of like, I can show you when we get back.
Okay.
I'll show you when I get back.
We can also make you a harp.
Down.
What's a harp?
You know what a harp is?
No, I'm
Okay,
a
so
baby.
A harp is, okay, yes, that would work for doing cutting, okay, yes. I'm going to answer your first question, then I'm going to answer the harp question.
Love that.
Okay, so what you could do with this one is that you could put blocks down and figure out what the weights are at blocks, and you can put the, like, not blocks, but like pieces of wood that are a certain height,
Yeah.
and then glide it across that wood.
Yes, that's what I would want to do.
So you would do that, okay?
Okay.
And then, but I also have another tool for that too that you're welcome to. If
do
you
the
want,
whole
if you'd
block
like to
like
drive
that,
to
though.
Indianapolis, you can grab it out of my studio. But a harp, and so you could glide it across and like use different heights, okay? But a harp is this is a great Adam project. You would make a frame and then you put wire across it,
Okay.
and then
And you use it as like a press.
cutter.
Okay.
Okay, that would be cool.
And so you use it as a cutter, and you push down, and then you turn it, and then use it, and then turn it, and use it. Like, and you would have one for your height and one for your width.
That would be sweet.
That's interesting.
So I think that that's a little bit better for like if you're cutting a whole block.
Yeah.
It's a lot faster.
And that's not cutting out a bunch of slabs.
No.
No, 'cause if you do like
forming a slab into a ball, which is kind of awkward. It's actually cutting like squares out or rectangles out.
Yeah.
I feel like our boxes of clay are not that clean of squares though, because we
Yeah, well,
soften
you
it
can
on
get
the
at
ground.
least close enough.
Well, I was gonna say that, and we slam those bags on the ground so that way they loose up. So like I like have to like slap the sides in order to get like a solid cut through. Like I'll bloop 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 bloop.
Yeah.
I would probably, you could slam it on the table each individual piece.
Yeah, yeah.
It does the same thing.
Yeah.
Not as good. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
I just think for
Agree to
efficiency's
disagree.
sake is like, because like what I basically do is I cut the entire block of clay, and I cut out my guesstimation of each thing.
Yeah.
And then from there, all I have to do is just weigh and
Add
form.
and subtract.
Yeah, and I'm usually pretty close. Like the last couple of times that I've done clay prep, like I'm like pretty much on the money.
I do that. I mean, like, same, but also if you didn't want to do that.
Right, yeah. For those who don't have that, yeah. Back to that question about like what you are most excited to do or like looking like you're looking forward to. I've been thinking about this a lot because I was like, what's the one thing I want to take away from this like whole experience is I think what I'm going to be working on is more on my refinement of my process, and like I just kind of like very like
I don't know why I'm doing this.
It's
There's a passing lane up there.
You're fine. This is a passing. This is technically passing lane. You're
I
fine.
was like, I could not wait a few 100 feet.
I don't blame you.
Fuck you, buddy.
I literally do not blame you at all.
What if he just passed you on the
I
right?
know.
Oh my
I was
God.
thinking about that. I was like, damn it, now I have to keep up the speed.
Keep going, Erica.
Yeah,
But
keep going.
just like kind of like going into like more of like the refinement of my process. Like I bought some stuff that like I think will help me like with my application of like glazes and underglazes, and like that's going to be important for me like in the next couple of months is like really making sure I understand every little bit of every product that I want to use in my continued work. And like you always talked about like when I showed you my glaze cup, not the underglaze cups, the stroke and coat cups that I was testing the other day. The first question that you'd asked me was, what did you learn from them? And I thought that was really great to like have that be the first thing from you. It's to say like put yourself in a learning mindset, and that's what I want to continuously be in is like a learning mindset.
Instead of be like, how do you like them?
This
like-
isn't a cop, right?
No, it's a truck.
Okay. Oh, it's red.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
Cop
somebody's-
vehicles can't be red.
No. This is not the red, white, and blue. It's only the blue and white.
Yeah. So yes,
What
that's
about that car up there, though?
that's my vibe.
He stopped.
Cops can be stopped.
You know what? Shut the fuck up.
What I'm most excited for is just to like play more, because I feel like the first quarter of this year I've been doing a lot of like business stuff and like administrative things, and
Yeah.
got my inventory all ready for all my spring shows, and so I don't need to like production mode make a bunch of stuff. So I feel like I have a couple months to just play and experiment.
Sorry, Bull. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh
Sorry,
shit.
Bull.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay. Continue.
What if we got a car accident on the recording?
And we'll see.
I would not be happy about
How am I
that.
supposed
Oh,
to
I don't
turn?
Cut that
Yeah,
out.
you
yeah,
turn.
yeah,
You're
okay,
good,
here.
you're good.
Okay.
What'd you say?
And just kind of see like what comes out of that, because I definitely at this NCECA was thinking about where I was in my pottery practice last year and like how much I've grown and how different things are. And
Yeah.
I mean, like I barely even knew you guys last year.
Yeah, I feel like
And you
that
didn't
was-
know how to throw a donut.
No, I didn't.
Hey.
Hey, go check out our donut vases. Say your Instagram handle.
Overbrook clay.
They're so
We'll have
sick.
some
We love
collabs
them.
soon. Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like last NCECA was the first time that we actually like socialized.
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. I do feel, and I said this before, I do feel like this was the funnest road trip I've ever been on.
I'm so
Yeah,
glad.
it's been really fun. This is so dumb to say, but or like not pottery related, but my favorite part about it being in Richmond was the drive. It's such a pretty drive.
It
Yeah.
was such a pretty drive.
Oh, and I didn't drive actually. Becca drove the whole way.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing that,
Yeah,
by the
thanks,
way.
Becca.
You're the best.
You're welcome. What they are not telling you is that I have to drive.
Yeah.
She will be in sick otherwise.
I will get sick otherwise. I could probably take Dramamine, but I try not to take it because I think it kind of makes me a little sick already. And oh look,
Like I'm so upset right now.
Wait, isn't
This is so beautiful. Oh my god.
Dramamine is. Dramamine
I was thinking
is
that the one that makes you go to sleep, that's not Dramamine, that's melatonin.
That's
Melatonin.
Benadryl.
Listen, we have enough passengers in here. We don't need to see the Hat Man, okay?
Okay, Erica mentioned the Hat Man yesterday. We were like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know about the Hat Man. Emily knows about the Hat Man.
Do you want to share that with the class?
Oh, not really, but sure.
I missed this conversation entirely.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
You missed this?
Oh, she was at Rebecca's.
Oh my
For the
god, but
community
you know what I'm
get-together.
talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
Yeah, I know.
God.
I know
I was
many people have
asleep.
seen the Hat Man.
Thank you! Thank you! Okay, so we were talking about taking Benadryl the other day. I can't remember why.
Yeah.
But we were talking about taking Benadryl, and I was just like, I can't take too much Benadryl. I owe the Hat Man money. And, like, Heidi was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, you never heard of that people, like, straight up hallucinate on Benadryl, and, like, they see a very similar, like, man in trench coat with a like an investigator hat,
Black hat.
silhouette.
Prim.
Yes, it's
I'm
like
gonna send you a podcast.
it's like a
I want
silhouette
it too.
hallucination. And they're like, how is that possible? And then Emily's like, wait a second, you've seen it too? And I'm like, yeah, I've taken too much Benadryl on accident before. And she's like, oh my god, I thought I was the only one. And I was just like, thank God.
To Benadryl.
Didn't she say she saw it as a kid or something?
Yeah, she saw it as a kid. But like it's like an online phenomenon that like people make fun, like they say like I can't take Benadryl, I owe the Hat Man money.
But it's not always with Benadryl.
No,
Is it
yeah.
some psychedelic? Is there like some sort of psychedelic in
Okay, I feel
Benadryl?
like
So
we've
it's like
done
cough
the,
syrup kind of
podcast
situation,
you're
like
talking about.
the like
Is
the
there a podcast
anti-drop,
that
like
answers these questions
Yeah,
about
yeah.
like why does everybody see the same thing?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find what episode it is.
it's like the hallucinogen that's in like cough syrup
Okay.
and that type of thing, like people like who do like lean and like all that crazy shit, like it's
Yeah.
the same style in Benadryl.
Okay.
Because it's like a like decongestant, blah, 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 whatever.
Okay, the podcast Otherworld, episode 3, is the first episode, part 1 of their discussion on the Man in the Hat.
How long is it?
I kind of want
I don't know. I'm gonna once I find it on my Spotify.
So fun.
Internet
But
is shit right now.
I feel like
Yeah.
we should stop the podcast and listen to it.
I feel like yeah.
I mean, we really don't have anything else to talk about.
Yeah,
It's
we pretty much
44
did it.
minutes.
Is what?
Alright, how do you close this out?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna listen to the Hat Man podcast. I gotta go, guys.
All right. Well, fuck y'all. We're out. No.
We're busy.
All right. Jesus Christ.
Quick, turn off the mic. I'm just kidding.
All right, they know where to find us. Where do they? What's your Instagram again if they want to find your silly ass? Talking to America.
Whoa, me? Okay, sorry everybody. I'm kind of dumb. All right, my Instagram handle is Erica_Irene_K. Just be my friend, please. Thanks so much.
You know what's hilarious when Erica, you cannot hear her laugh and you just know it's happening.
I can barely see.
Throw up.
All right,
Those are
Jessica.
Over brick play.
All right, we're gonna listen to the Hat Man. Thanks everybody for listening.
I love you guys.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for listening to another episode of Wheel Talk. This podcast is made possible through the contributions of all of our listeners who always ask us great questions, leave us reviews, and contact with us through social media. Thanks to all the fellow makers as well who take time to be interviewed and share about their lives and businesses.
And thank you to Ashley from Boldover Ceramics and Lindy from Lindy Garner Ceramics for their assistance on the Whale Talk Podcast Instagram. You are invaluable. Thank you to everybody.